The following is a presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball, brought to you by the Gatemen Baseball Network in conjunction with the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Last summer, the Wareham Gatemen had one of their most successful seasons in franchise history.
Skied out to left field. This ball is way back. See you later, Colton Shaver.
2-1 pitch. That is rocketed out to right field. Back goes the right fielder. That one's gone. An absolute bomb to right field for Gavin Sheets.
But despite their regular season success, the 2016 Gatemen were sent packing after the first round of the CCBL playoffs.
Is this ball fair? It is! Pro comes in to score the game's tying run. McKinnon comes in as well. Bourne has walked off, and Wareham's season is over.
Now, a new season and a fresh start in Wareham. College baseball's finest are coming from all over the country in pursuit of the Gatemen's 8th Cape Cod Baseball League Championship.
Through the infield, coming around to score is Topa. Play at the plate, and Metz is safe too. It's a 2 RBI single.
0-1 count on Luke Bonfield, who swings and drives this one deep to left field. That one is into the trees.
That's sent right up the middle, past the dive of the shortstop, and in for a base hit. Rounding third, heading home is Bonfield. An RBI single for Robbie Metz.
Off speed, throwing back to first base, McIver, and the tag is in time from Sable.
Driven out to right center and deep. This one is gone. Tristan Pompey is second of the night, his second 3-run shot.
Chopped in the infield, coming over is Politz. He doesn't handle the baseball. The run scores. The Gatemen win their 3rd consecutive home opener.
It's Wareham Gatemen Baseball, and you're listening to it live on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
And welcome out to Spillane Field, everybody. It is the 7-7 Falmouth Commodores taking on the 6-8 Wareham Gatemen. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico will be checking in with our Claudia Chikamen in a little bit. And Connor, the Gatemen now in 4th place in the Western Division, atop of Hyannis, who they beat last night. A good win for them.
Yeah, they played really well. It was a complete performance by the pitching. We said it before throughout the entire season. That was finally the full pitching performance we were waiting for. It was, Justin Glover, the lefty. We were really excited to watch him deal, and he threw really well. He only gave up 1 earned run, and then Noah Zavalis went 9 up, 9 down in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. In the 9th inning, Frank German closed the door pretty easily, and the Gatemen had a great pitching performance along with, really good stuff from the bats. And
you can't get mad at that only run let up by Justin Glover. That was because he slipped on the mound and couldn't gather the ball, and that was why the runner was on in the first place. That run does count, but you take it with a grain of salt there.
Yeah, and, whenever you get yourself into a bit of a jam as a pitcher, you want to make sure that you can get out of it as quickly as possible. The only thing I'll say about that inning is that the 1 run back in the 4th last night, Ryan Olenek, he drops down a bunt with 2 outs. Then Justin Glover hits a batter in Ford Proctor and lets up an RBI single to a guy that, was hitting just about 100 for a batting average on the season. You give up a little 2-out rally, and that sort of plagued the Gatemen pitchers this season. I gotta, go back and look through it, but I can almost guarantee you whenever a Gatemen pitcher hits a batter with 2 outs in an inning, it almost seems like that same guy comes around to score nearly every time.
Yeah, and you take a look at the Western Division standings. It's jam-packed at the top. 3 teams for first place are tied right now. Bourne is sitting at 7-5 with 14 points. Katu at 7-6 with 14 points, and then Falmouth 7-7, 14 points.
And the last time these 2 teams played was on Saturday night. The Gatemen went to Falmouth, and they had these 2 teams had the same record, 4-6, when they played last time. So, the Gatemen want to get this one back right here. If they can do it, they'll be tied.
All right, now let's send it down to the national anthem of the United States of America.
Joshua McKiernan. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice job there on the national anthem. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico. And again, we take a look at those standings. It's so jam-packed at the top in the West and in the East. It's a tight race as well. The YD Red Sox leading it at the top, 7-4-1. Orleans right behind them at 8-6. Brewster 6-6-1 in third place. Chatham 6-7, and then Harwich in the cellar right now, 5-8-1.
Yeah, and I have a feeling come August, when it's time to send 8 of the 10 teams in the league to the playoffs, you could see any one of the teams that make the tournament win the whole thing, no matter if they're the 1 seed, the 2 seed, the 3 seed, or the 4 seed. So I think at this point in the season, it's really just a fight to get into the playoffs. Maybe you want to get home field advantage for yourself, but other than that, just make the tournament, and you definitely give yourself a good chance to win this Cape Cod Baseball League championship, which all these players have an interest in doing.
Yes, they do, or else they, that's part of the team. They got to win a championship. That's what you go for. And now the players will take the field for the Wareham Gatemen. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Falmouth Commodores. Clayton Daniel will lead it off. He's in left field. Hunter Steinmetz is the center fielder. He bats second. Alec Bohm is the DH today. He bats third. Marty Bakina in right field. He's dangerous. He bats fourth. Logan Davidson, the shortstop. Willie Berger at first. Joshua Bro does the catching tonight, batting seventh. George Yancha, the third baseman, makes his debut tonight for the Commodores, batting eighth. Cameron O'Neill at second base bats ninth. And the defense for the Wareham Gatemen goes as follows. Robbie Metz will be the third baseman. Ben Baird at shortstop. Jaron Duran at second. Willie McIver at first tonight, left to right in the outfield. John Topa, Tanner Dotson, Luke Bonfield. Jake Anchia does the catching for Griffin Roberts.
Griffin Roberts, an incredible slider, and we talked about it in the last time he pitched just about a week ago now. He's getting another start for the Gatemen. If it goes anything like his first start of the season, the Gatemen will have an easy win tonight, but we know these Falmouth hitters definitely want to put a hurting on him. They want to get a win just as much as the Gatemen do. Griffin Roberts, known for his slider, got great action away from a righty and towards a lefty, can really jam you, can break bats, can do all sorts of things to get you out. And with that slider down at the knees, you're going to get a ground ball out every time. And these Falmouth hitters are fly ball guys. They're home run hitters. So this is going to be a really interesting matchup today.
Umpires for tonight at home plate, it'll be Mark Otto Vianelli. At first base, Chris Kane. And the third base umpire tonight, Mark Delaney. As we're just about ready for first pitch. Griffin Roberts on the hill just warming up. Probably get a couple more tosses in. You look at the coaching staff for Falmouth. Jeff Trundy in his 19th season at the helm here for the Falmouth Commodores. He is just tremendous.
They love him there in Falmouth, and he's done great things for the Commodores and the Falmouth community in general over the years, as many of the coaches in the Cape Cod Baseball League have done. And they really want to win a championship for Trundy this year. That's been a big talking point for the Falmouth Commodores this season. Do it for Trundy. They want him to get his first Cape Cod Baseball League championship.
Yeah, Falmouth in that drought, 30-plus years without a Cape League title. Clayton Daniel, the left fielder, will step in against Roberts. takes the first pitch for a strike, and we're underway exactly at 6:30. First pitch start time.
Well, that's what you like to see right there. Everybody on time and doing their jobs. Makes for an easy pregame.
Daniel swings and hits this one foul. He's a .415 on the year. 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. Such a talent, Clayton Daniel.
That home run against the Gatemen last Saturday, he stands 5'9", but he's got the power to jack one out of whatever ballpark he's in. 0-2 count now.
Comes the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Daniel down quickly. 3 pitches, and he's gone for the first out.
Isn't that the start that Griffin Roberts wanted right there? 3 pitches, strikeout. Great job.
That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. So Griffin Roberts hopefully wants those law offices to be busy with business tonight. Hunter Steinmetz coming in to bat. .233, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Takes a big hack and a miss, 0-1.
I think Roberts should definitely be trying to strike people out, but at the same time, do what Justin Glover did last night. Get some ground ball outs. Trust your defense.
And he trusted that slider as well, which was really a help for him getting the ball on the ground. Takes a off-speed pitch in for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Steinmetz.
Roberts has yet to throw a ball in this game.
Here comes the 0-2. And that's a call, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. Steinmetz caught looking, 2 gone. Roberts on to a fast start.
A really fast start, really impressive. Man, that would just fooled Steinmetz. The little backdoor slider right there. Clips the corner.
That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Here comes Alec Boehm, the DH. 404 on the year. 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. There's your first ball of the evening right there.
Yeah, but it's not a bad pitch. Every pitch serves a purpose. You know, you want to change the hitter's eye level, especially a really tall guy like Boehm. You know, you might want to throw one down there so he doesn't get a good look for, you know, first pitch of the at-bat.
Sends this one into left field over the head of the shortstop Baird and in for a base hit.
Good piece of hitting right there by Falmouth hitter Alec Boehm with 2 outs, gets a base hit. 2 out hits for the Gatemen, 2 out walks, 2 out hits, 2 out hit by pitches. You know, 2 out. Any time when you have 2 outs and you let a runner on base, it can't be a good thing. It can always, you know, it either starts a rally, and if it doesn't, it extends the pitch count. So that's not what you want to do. But Roberts is dealing so far.
Very dangerous. Marty Bakina, the right fielder, takes the first pitch. Strike. 340 on the year, 6 home runs, 18 runs batted in. We talked in the pregame just how special and dangerous this kid really is.
Yeah, comes from Michigan State. Had a good season in the Big Ten with the Spartans.
Runner thought about going, but Boehm back to first base. Yeah, Bakina first in the CCBL in home runs, RBIs. He's tied first in hits with 22. He has just been spectacular. That's why he's batting at the 4 spot today. Got Boehm at first base with 2 outs in the inning. Takes nasty breaking ball in for a strike, 1-2.
Bakina still hasn't seen a fastball from Roberts. Everything so far has been that slider, even the one that was down low just a pitch ago. I'd go back to it if I was Roberts. It's really working this inning.
Bakina awaiting the 1-2. Here comes from Roberts. Swung on and missed. He goes right back to the slider, and it'll end the inning. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Griffin Roberts. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. And we're headed to the bottom of the first. No score here at Spillane Field.
When you're sick or injured, you want care when and where it's convenient for you. South Coast Health Urgent Care has 4 locations: Fairhaven, Wareham, and now in Seekonk and Dartmouth. You can view wait times and even check in online at southcoast.org/urgentcare. Choose the time and location that's best for you. We'll even remind you when it's time to come in, and walk-ins are always welcome. Urgent care that exists to meet your needs. More than you expected? That's more than medicine. Check in at southcoast.org/urgentcare.
The Down East Lobster Roll combos are back at the 99 restaurants. Visit today in Centerville, Falmouth, Mashpee, Wareham, or Yarmouth for the best value for lobster rolls on the Cape. The 99, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Bottom of the first at Spillane Field. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico. Let's run through the Wareham lineup. Jaron Duran at second base tonight batting first. Tanner Dodson gets the start in center field. He bats second. Tristan Pompey, the DH. Willem McIver in the cleanup spot is at first base. Luke Bonfield in right. Jake Anchia, the catcher. Robbie Metz at third. John Topa in left field bats eighth. Ben Baird, the shortstop, bats ninth. And James MacArthur on the hill.
Yeah, MacArthur with Ole Miss Rebels this year had 12 starts, so he's, not one of the guys that comes in as a relief pitcher making a few starts. He's a guy that has experience, beginning ball games up on the hill with the Rebels. And he had a pretty good year, 60 strikeouts. Win-loss record wasn't so good, 3-6, but a little East-West matchup right here.
Jaron Duran will step in. George Yancha at third, Logan Davidson the shortstop, Cameron O'Neill at second, Willie Berger at first. Left to right in the outfield, Clayton Daniel, Hunter Steinmetz, Marty Bakina. Joshua Bro is the catcher for McCarthy, and Duran takes a first pitch strike. Duran, 217, an RBI and a triple on the year so far. Swings at the 0-1, and now it's snowballs and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Duran was the spark plug for this team last night early on. Led off the game with a single and stole 2 bases. Then in the third had an RBI single. So, the team goes as he goes so far in the limited time that he's been here. Last night was a good night for him.
MacArthur's 0-2. Framed by the catcher, Bro, just a bit outside.
Yeah, just because a pitcher hits the spot exactly where the catcher's glove has it does not mean that it's a strike. Sometimes catchers set up outside the strike zone on purpose, and that was a really good pitch by MacArthur, but it was designed to be outside.
MacArthur waiting for the signs from Joshua Bro. 1-2 is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yesterday, the key for the Gatemen was opposite field hitting. And right now, Duran is getting some pitches that are hovering around the outside corner that he could for sure send off the other way if he gets the bat on the baseball.
MacArthur on the hill, 6'7", 230. And this one sent to the shortstop. Davidson throws to first and guns down the speedy Duran for the first out.
Well, what just looks like a routine ground ball can sometimes be really close when you have Duran running down the first base line. That was a really good play by Davidson, knowing his personnel, knowing that you can't really take your time. As soon as you feel that ball, you got to get it over to first base.
Tanner Dodson in center field tonight. 353 on the year. No homers, 1 run batted in. Dodson actually pitched last time out versus Falmouth. Credited with the loss in that one.
Yeah, and just like Miller Hogan, the third inning of work was the inning of struggles.
Yeah, it went 3 2/3 innings, gave up a couple earned runs, 4 hits. No balls in, 2 strikes. MacArthur working a little slow here to start it off. Curveball hung up in the air, sends it to Daniel for the second out of the inning. So Dodson retired. That'll bring up Tristan Pompey, the DH. Pompey, 211 on the year, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. Remember, he went 3 for 4 with a couple home runs versus Orleans in his debut. And after that, Pompey is now 0 for his last 14 with 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, talking to Coach Don Sneddon before the game, I think Coach Sneddon thinks that they finally fixed what was sort of wrong with Pompey's swing. He was trying to jack the ball out of the park a little too much. Coach Sneddon thought that the 4-for-5 night he had was a little troublesome for him, actually. That Pompey's very first start, where he went 4-for-5 with 2 home runs, that actually might have done him a disservice.
Is that too much confidence?
Forward. No, it's just the swing that Pompey's taken. It's not a confidence thing.
1-1. Set foul off the school.
So you saw right there, Pompey tries to line an outside pitch towards left field, trying to hit it the opposite way, and that's what he and Coach Don Sneddon have really been working on in batting practice.
Carther delivers the 1-2. It's Pompey. Chips it out to left field, but right to the glove of Daniel. And the side is retired. The Gatemen go 1-2-3, no score. We're headed to the second inning here at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Listen to the game wherever you go with the Next Radio app. Catch this station's local broadcast or stream all the action right on your phone. Visit the Google Play Store and download the free Next Radio app today.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Friendly's Restaurants, a timeless tradition since 1935, is proud to be the official ice cream of the Cape Cod Baseball League and bring together 2 of America's favorite pastimes, baseball and ice cream.
Top of the second at Spillane Field. No score between the Falmouth Commodores and the Wareham Gatemen. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico. And leading it off, Logan Davidson, the shortstop for Falmouth. 229, 1 home run, 4 runs batted in. Pitch is low, 1-0. So 2 straight balls here to Davidson. Davidson is a participant in this year's Home Run Derby.
So is the Gatemen's Tristan Pompey. And talking to Coach Sneddon, believe it or not, he's actually a little bit concerned that the Home Run Derby might, sort of ruin what they've been working on with Pompey's swing. Driving the ball the opposite way instead of just trying to hit home runs. So talking to Coach Sneddon, he was worried that, Pompey might come back on July 2nd or 3rd with a little bit of lean in his swing.
Strike called, 3 balls and 1 strike. Actually, a couple other Cape League players will be in the Home Run Derby. Duke's Griffin Canine, he plays for Catuit. Alabama's Chandler Taylor, who plays for Brewster, is also in the Home Run Derby, plus Pompey and Davidson. So full count here to the shortstop for Falmouth, Logan Davidson. Pitch is inside, and Davidson will go down for a walk. The Gatemen Baseball Network would like to remind you that you can contact us anytime by emailing pressbox@gatemen.org. Please feel free to send us your questions or comments, and we'll make sure to address them as soon as possible. Make sure you're keeping up with all the Gatemen action 24/7 by following Wareham Gatemen on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud. So Davidson goes down to first base with a walk, and up comes returner from last season, Willie Berger.
Davidson, he's got the power, but he's also pretty dangerous on the base paths as a shortstop.
Berger takes the first pitch strike, 2-11 on the year, 1 home run, 5 ribbies. Check swing, pitch was a bit inside and low. Davidson, just 1 stolen base on the year so far here on the Cape.
Roberts doing a good job right now looking back the runner, Davidson. And she's got a good arm too.
1-1, set up in the air. Going out is Jaron Duran, the second baseman. Also coming in is Tanner Dotson. The ball falls between the two, and the runner advances safely to second base. Davidson is in safely. Miscommunication on all part of the defense there. So Berger reaches. We'll get an official score of that play in a moment, but coming in was Dodson. Duran was going out. They both kind of backed off each other.
It's going to be ruled a base hit. It looks like nobody got their glove on it, so it just falls right in between them, and the sun messes with them a little bit too. Tough break there for the pitcher, Roberts.
So Joshua Bro will come up with runners at first and second, no outs. Bro just batting .195 on the year with 10 strikeouts and a big cut.
Good pitch to respond to a little adversity there from Griffin Roberts. Just really working the edges of the strike zone. You know, the 2 hits in the ball game for the Commodores. Only Alec Bombs has been off a pitch that was over the center of the plate.
Pitch outside. So the runner at second is Davidson. The runner at first is Willie Berger.
Josh Bro, a good double play candidate for the Gatemen right now. Infield should be ready.
And another big swing and miss from Bro.
You know, so far in this game, all the outs that Roberts has recorded has been through strikeouts. Like to see him trust his defense a little bit more. This dynamic duo up the middle, Baird and Duran, both of them very capable of turning a double play.
Roberts looks back, Davidson at second base. 1-2 on the inside corner. Bro doesn't like it. He's retired for the first out. That is the 4th strikeout for Griffin Roberts. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. 1 gone.
Second looking strikeout out of 4 total for Griffin Roberts, and like I just said, now all 4 outs that he's gotten in this game have been through the K. So this Gatemen defense, they might be a little bored right now. You got to get them involved in the game somehow.
And up to the plate is George Yancha, making his debut with the Falmouth Commodores out of Texas A&M. He's at third base today. This past season, 261, 6 home runs, 30 runs batted in for Texas A&M.
Good year for the Aggies.
0-1 and for a strike, quickly down 0-2.
A guy that was supposed to, you know, come to the Commodores the whole time, but just came to the team due to how well the Aggies did at a College Station this year.
0-2 to Yancha. Called strike 3. The slider working. 5th strikeout for Roberts. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Keep them coming, says that law office.
Griffin Roberts coming dangerously close to what Noah Zavalis did in the 8th inning of last night, just getting all 3 outs, 1, 2, 3 on strikeouts looking. So that would be pretty cool for these Gatemen pitchers if they can do the same thing, especially for Roberts when he worked himself into a little bit of trouble.
Cameron O'Neill, the second baseman. Ball bounces all the way to the backstop. Runners will advance. And Chia couldn't get a glove on it.
Tough pitch, and I think Roberts is a little bit frustrated right now. That one was a little wide of where he wanted to throw it. And yeah, you're right, he didn't even get a glove on it, so we'll see how that's ruled. But it doesn't matter. You have 2 runners in scoring position now for a guy who might be hitting in the 9 hole, but he's no 9 hitter. He jacked a 3-run home run off Miller Hogan last Saturday against the Gatemen.
That is ruled a wild pitch. So now both runners in scoring position. And that slider still working for Roberts.
It's such a good pitch. And, when he mixes his fastball in, too, I think the speed sort of surprises hitters because when you sit in the on-deck circle, you try to time up your swing. You're not exactly sure what you're going to get.
O'Neill awaiting the 1-1 from Roberts. Pitch is low.
Another fastball there, and I like it because when you throw the fastball, the hitters know where the pitch is going to be. It's going to be exactly where they see it, but they're not exactly synced up to the speed yet. With the slider, you can try to time up the speed, but the pitch is going to move away from you. So either pitch is deadly right now for Griffin Roberts.
Here comes the 2-1. Just missing outside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, now you're 1 pitch away from loading the bases, and it's only in the top of the second. You'd like to see 2 consecutive strikes or maybe a ground out or anything from Roberts right now.
3-1. Sent down the third baseline. Foul.
The left field line robs an extra base hit from Cam O'Neill. Really tough break right there. Count's full. Roberts did what he had to do on that pitch, get a strike. And if he can get one more now, as opposed to what he did the first batter of this inning, Davidson, on the payoff pitch where he walked him, be a critical spot for Roberts. Really testing the psyche right now and the Wake Forest pitcher's perseverance.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Slider, calls strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts, all looking by Griffin Roberts to end the inning. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. They are cooking tonight. 6 strikeouts from Roberts. We're headed to the bottom of the second.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the visiting team, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2017 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Chatham Bars Inn, the Fuller Family Foundation, Dunkin' Donuts, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod Potato Chips, Friendly's Ice Cream, Baseball Factory, Cape and Island License Plate, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Stop and Shop, Peapod. We'll be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
Gatemen coming up to bat in the bottom of the second. Jacob Toby with Connor Federico. We'll check in with our Claudia Kamen in a little bit. Willie McIver to lead it off for the Gatemen. It's McIver, Luke Bonfield, Jake Anchia here in this inning.
Commodores have 2 hits in this game. The Gatemen have 0 right now, and Willie McIver, a good candidate to get the first one for the Gatemen. He's really been successful this year.
Sends this one foul off the catcher's mitt. McIver, 347, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Prime spot, maybe get an all-star appearance.
Watching this team in batting practice, Willie McIver really does what Coach Don Sneddon has been preaching the most, and that is bat speed, hand timing, just getting your hands and the bat through the ball in time, so no matter where the pitch is and no matter what speed the pitch is, if your bat's in the right place at the right time, you can stroke it out there, and you can see Willie McIver having the best time with that so far.
McIver takes a pitch outside, 1-1. McIver tied 4th in the league in hits with 17.
And, that bat speed is the reason that he has so many hits, and he has a couple extra base hits, plenty of RBIs, plenty of stolen bases.
Sends this one foul. Tied first in stolen bases with 7.
He's just done a really good job taking what the coaching staff here has given him and working it to his advantage, using both what he's learned throughout his life at Washington and coming here, listening to Coach Sneddon. Both these guys have West Coast style approaches, and it's really been working out for him. I mean, what a fantastic summer so far.
MacArthur's 1-2. Set on the ground to the third baseman, Yancha, to first. And still in time.
Yancha finally getting some action over there at third base. So in his first play as a Falmouth Commodore, he retires Willie McIver, who we've seen beat out a couple infield base hits. And the last time Willie McIver tried to beat out an infield base hit against the Falmouth Commodores, he had a walk-off here at Spillane.
We were sitting in these exact seats that game.
It was a lot of fun.
You and I.
That was a lot of fun.
Luke Bonfield, the right fielder, at the plate. 250, 1 home run, 6 runs batted in. And yesterday, Bonfield 1 for 3 with a key RBI.
Bonfield had a really slow start to his summer, but has been fantastic since.
Sends this one on the ground. Down the third baseline, foul.
Similar to what just happened to Cam O'Neill back in the top of this frame. Ground ball that would have been an extra base hit. It was just too far to the left on the third base side.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Luke Bonfield with 1 out in the inning. Against James MacArthur out of Mississippi. Just finished his sophomore season.
Both these pitchers today, Roberts and MacArthur, have great sliders that move away from the righty batters. And I think Bonfield is a little bit fooled right now, just like the other 6 guys that Griffin Roberts has struck out.
This one sent foul.
Both pitchers working efficiently and effectively. Just the difference right now is that Roberts has all the strikeouts and MacArthur has none. He's really trusted his defense. He's left a couple pitches over the center of the plate, but only gotten flyouts to his left fielder from Dodson and Pompey. So continuing to work.
1-2 to Bonfield. Breaking pitch up high. That last foul ball actually hit the light post and came back onto the field.
Oh, all right. Thankfully, everyone's okay.
That's why there was some oohs and ahs from the crowd. 2-2. Out to the gap in right center field. Coming over is Bikina. Dives! Makes the play. Wow. Robbing Bonfield of a hit and possibly extra bases.
You're telling me that the league leader in home runs and RBIs is allowed to make a diving catch like that? That's ridiculous. Bikina really just showing off with the bat and with the glove this season. And you're right, that could have been extra bases for Luke Bonfield. Could have been the Gatemen's first hit.
So 2 gone. Jake Anchia, the catcher. First pitch strike.
Co-team leader for home runs with 2. Co-team leader for RBIs with 6. Anchia quietly having a really good season with the Gatemen. The batting average just isn't there. But for a guy coming from a Division II school, Nova Southeastern, and having to compete with some of the best in the country from some of the best schools in the country, it's really impressive what he's done.
1-1 Anchia, rocketed past the dive of Yancha at third, and a 2-out single for Jake Anchia.
Good piece of hitting right there by Anchia. You know, he didn't get the start yesterday, didn't get any playing time. Now he's behind the plate, and first couple of pitches he sees, he drives one through the gap between the third baseman and the shortstop. Both players diving, Yanka and Davidson. So really good placement right there by Anchia. He doesn't necessarily have the speed to take a bag right here, but Robbie Metz has the power to maybe drive him in from first base.
Anchia didn't play against the Falmouth Commodores in Game 1. Here comes Robbie Metz. Swings at the first pitch, sends it foul. Metz slowly getting back into it. 303 on the year. No home runs, 2 runs batted in.
After starting 2 for 22, I believe. So, you know, he's really picked it up. He's having the season right now that we all thought and knew that he was going to have. It was just a matter of time.
And Chia takes a big lead at first, but scurries back. So Robbie Metz waiting. It's the 1-1 from James MacArthur. Here it comes. Sends it foul over the Wareham dugout.
And Chia getting a good jump over there at first base. MacArthur is ignoring him completely, which, you know, we said Anchia doesn't have a ton of speed, but you can't be doing that if you're a pitcher, especially with 2 outs and a guy like Metz at the plate. Gatemen really aggressive, trying to score runs early.
This is MacArthur's 3rd appearance of the season so far here on the Cape. 1-2, sent foul again. Nice at bat from Metz.
Well, you're just not sure if that slider that starts out near your body, if it's a good enough one, it might come back and clip the inside part of the plate. So Metz just taking a swing at that, trying to foul it off and live for another pitch. That was a really great throw for MacArthur.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. Chopped in the infield. Coming over is O'Neill at second base. Will throw to first and retire the side. Gatemen leave 1 runner on. They can't score, and it's still 0-0. We're headed to the 3rd on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Advanced Embroidery, Cape Destinations, Robert B. R., Sullivan Tire, Vacation Inn Cape Cod, Cape Cod Veterinary Specialists, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Next Radio, Yellow Book, TSA, Rawlings, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce, Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Hyannis Area Chamber of Commerce, HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, and Axis Bats. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
Well, Griffin Roberts, 6 strikeouts for 2 innings of work. He is just spectacular right now.
4 of them looking, and that you can't say enough about that. I think Mark Otto Vianelli behind the plate tonight has done a great job calling balls and strikes, and I'm not saying that just because I'm a homer, but just because I think that he has, honestly. You know, all the strikeout pitches, all 4 of them, to Steinmetz, Bro, Yonda, and O'Neill, they've just been fooled. They've been pitches that are very much over the plate, but they might have been looking for something different, or a slider that started off the plate and ends up over it instead.
First pitch is a ball to the leadoff hitter, Clayton Daniel, coming in to this game tonight. Daniel, 2nd in the league in batting average at .415. Went down a tad bit because he struck out his first time up, but as he loses the bat and it hits the fence.
He'll take a nice long walk back to the dugout now. Bat boy helping him out. But I mean, when you're having a season like Clayton Daniel is, the confidence just flows out of you. And, you know, Daniel, Steinmetz, O'Neill, right now, those guys are batting 1, 2, and 9. But no matter what order you put them in at the bottom and then the top 2 of your lineup, they're lethal.
1-1 on the ground. Barrett at shortstop. Retires Daniel with no problem.
Shortstop, I think, has been the most consistent position we've seen defensively this summer for the Gatemen. Baird, Fosnot, and Kasser have all been great over there, making plays that not a lot of shortstops can make, ranging over to their left or ranging over to their right in the gap, making excellent throws that are on time and on target. So I've liked what I've seen out of all three shortstops the Gatemen have put out there.
And the defense in general has just really not been an issue this season, as Steinmetz takes a pitch for a ball 1-0.
That's the first ground ball out. That's the first out for Roberts that hasn't been a strikeout.
Pitch way outside.
But with a lot of movement. I thought that thing was going to be at the left edge of the batter's box or the right on your screen, but Antia able to stick out a glove and get it.
2-0 from Roberts. Sent foul down the first base line.
Roberts' is slider too. It's a hard slider, and the speed is, it's just in the low 80s. It's really similar to his fastball when you first see it. So this is a real guessing game for the Falmouth hitters right now. Roberts doing a great job.
Pitch a bit inside. So 3 balls and 1 strike.
Last time Roberts had a 3-1 count, he was able to get himself a strikeout.
Steinmetz will take the walk. Second of the day given up by Roberts.
Now you bring up a guy in Alec Boehm who has a base hit already in this game. Pulled one to left center field.
Alec Boehm from Wichita State.
Just look at Boehm. 6'5", 225.
A pitcher's frame, really.
Yes.
And you don't see position players like this all the time. Boehm DHing tonight, but pretty good first baseman, pretty good right fielder.
Bats from the right side. Steinmetz, the runner at first base.
He's a real threat to go. Has a lot of speed, does Steinmetz, and Roberts has to pay attention over there to him. Willie McIver, he's playing first base for the first time tonight, trying to block out the sun. If you want to pick him off, the throw's got to be perfect.
1-0, chipped in the box, and coming up a little bit is the batter Boehm. Hit it off himself, trying to walk it off.
Yeah, and that's the perfect example of having slow bat speed right there. The hands just weren't out in time. So the reason, he swings early, but he's late on that pitch, and he just fouls it off himself. He gets the shaft of the bat on the ball instead of the barrel of it.
1-1 pitch coming from Roberts. Is sent on a line to center field. Coming over is Dodson. Makes the catch. Will try to tag up the runner at first. And he's out! What a play! Tanner Dodson
Nothing across for the Commodores.
ends the inning with a sensational catch and an even better throw. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Tanner Dodson. WOW. Wow.
The Fuller Family Foundation is proud to support the excellent sportsmanship and character of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
Well, that's not the first time Tanner Dodson's done that, Connor Federico.
Wow. W-O-W-O-W-O-W-O-W. Wow, wow, wow. That was incredible.
Did it versus Chatham in the doubleheader.
Yeah, but not nearly to the degree of difficulty. Tanner Dodson was roaming onto his right towards third base. He makes a throw. Oh, my goodness.
Sean Topa, the batter, sends one to Yancha at third, in on the infield grass. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, and, just going back to that Dodson throw, he is a pitcher. So he certainly has the cannon to be able to make plays like that, but the athleticism to catch that ball in the first place, because Bone probably thought he had his second base hit. Instead, he flies into a double play. You can't fault Steinmetz at all. I mean, nobody, no normal human being makes a play even close to a throw like that, ranging away from your body.
Ben Baird, the number 9 hitter for the Wareham Gatemen, stepping in. Breaking pitch outside and up. Baird on the season, batting just at a 120 clip. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. Sends this one foul and out of play.
His last at-bat had a double, though, and that was just over the weekend against Harwich in Game 2. We were waiting for sort of that breakout hit from Ben Baird. He has been doing well defensively, but has now started to put the batting together.
1-1 slicing foul.
Talking to Coach Don Sneddon, he doesn't want to change any specific player's game too much, but what he does teach is what he calls the absolutes of hitting. And one of those is the bat speed that we were talking about earlier in the broadcast. And I think Baird's just another guy that really soaks in information from coaches like a sponge, just like his UW teammate, McIver.
1-2, doesn't chase a slider away. Did he go? And saying no is Chris Kane, the first base umpire tonight.
Chris Kane has been a little busy.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's been busy. Here comes MacArthur's 2-2. That is set on a broken bat in the air. Making a nice catch is Davidson for the second out.
Tough little broken bat play there for Baird. If that's a metal bat, he gets away with it, and just a little more power on the ball, it would have been over the head of Davidson and in for a base hit into left center. And now Duran comes up with 2 outs, and you'd like to see him get a little rally together for the Gatemen right now. 2-out rallies. Once you get 2 outs in an inning, the percentage chance you have of scoring decreases dramatically, but it's certainly possible, especially with a spark plug like Duran.
Duran grounded out his first time up, shows bunt, pulls it back. Still wearing that helmet with the face mask on it.
We got to figure out why he does that. Maybe he had a bad personal experience, or he just likes to do it for safety. Safety first, never hurt anybody.
No, it doesn't. You have it right on that.
I'm sure he can see perfectly fine. If he couldn't, then he wouldn't be wearing the helmet. But
Giancarlo Stanton comes to mind.
Yeah.
Of MLB players who wear the mask.
It's trending upward.
I don't know why you wouldn't, for safety purposes. 2-0 sent foul.
Well, I think at this level in the game, you're sort of expecting that pitchers can locate correctly, and if you're not a if you're not a guy that's going to be looking for fights, then you're not going to have any hard fastballs headed in your direction. Duran also has lightning quick speed and therefore instincts that he should be able to get out of the way of pitches.
Two 2-1 framed by the catcher, Bro, just a bit outside.
And when the broadcaster can pick up on the fact that you're framing pitches, it's not a good frame by the catcher, Bro. That pitch was way outside. I don't even know why he bothers. And really, in the mind of Mark Ottavianelli, you're really just taking credibility away by trying to frame a pitch that far outside.
Duran chases, would have been ball 4. And now full count.
3-2 with 2 outs. This is a situation where Jaron Duran can really shine. Take advantage of the fact that, Duran is the one guy you really don't want to walk. With his speed, you never want to put a guy like that on a free pass.
Here comes the full count pitch. Duran fighting it off.
doing a good job of working MacArthur. Got to keep this at-bat going. Got to just wait for the pitch that you want and drive it where you want to. The Gatemen only have one hit in this game, and it came from Jake Anchia back in the second. This would be a nice time to get the second hit of the game.
Full count from MacArthur. Duran goes down to first.
This could be the start of some run support for the pitcher today, Griffin Roberts, who's gone 3 innings of scoreless ball. He's had the help of his position players on the defensive side, but at the plate, not so much. And Tanner Dodson, who hit in the 9-hole yesterday, certainly a candidate to keep this inning rolling. The switch hitter batting from the left side, and Duran will probably be trying to steal second. He has the green light to go whenever he wants.
Here comes to the plate Tanner Dodson. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul. Still thinking about that play.
I bet he is too.
If I am, he has to be.
If he doesn't come up to us to ask us to send that to SportsCenter, I think he'd be making a big mistake. But we'll just do it ourselves.
We should. That should be.
Yeah.
That should actually happen.
We can do that. You can do that tonight.
I can.
It's your call.
And I will.
It's a good one.
Throw back to first base, and Duran back safely.
Just barely. It looked like Duran might have been ready to go on that pitch. He's taking signs now from the dugout. But if he wants to go, he will most certainly try.
MacArthur's 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Maybe I can get that play into SportsCenter right for Scott Van Pelt's 12 o'clock episode. It could be the best thing he saw that day, perhaps.
Possibly. I mean, maybe if it was a diving play, maybe that'd be the best thing he's seen today. I don't know. There's a lot of there's a lot of baseball happening all over the country tonight. Not to take anything away from Tanner Dodson's incredible play, but the throw was really the otherworldly part of it.
I will try my best. Here comes the 0-2. Bit high. MacArthur made his last start June 21st at Brewster. 7-4 loss for the Commodores. Only went 3 innings in that game, letting up a couple earned runs. Walked 3 batters as well. The 1-2 to Tanner Dodson. Runner goes. Dodson hits it past the shortstop. Davidson in for a base hit. Going from first to third is Duran. He'll stop there. Runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Perfectly executed hit and run right there by Tanner Dodson. I'm not sure he did that on purpose. He had a little jam shot ground ball to the shortstop, but of course the shortstop Davidson needed to be covering second base for the the steal attempt from Duran. So just everything working in the Gatemen's favor right now in this inning, and the 2-out rally, it's happening.
Pompey has a chance to break out of his 0-for-15 slump since his debut with the Gatemen. Thought about swinging at the first pitch.
We for sure will see Pompey break his hitting, his hitless streak tonight. I have no doubt in my mind. In batting practice today, he was begging for the pitches on the outside corner. That's where the pitchers, if they've watched any tape on him over the past few days, will choose to attack him.
Check over at first. Diving back safely is Dodson.
I think it'd be smart for Dodson to maybe go here. Maybe try another hit and run. It worked for you the first time. Need to give Pompey some help, possibly.
Pompey awaits the 1-0. They'll check again. And Duran thought about going to home plate. He scurries back.
Well, he can think about doing whatever he wants, and he hasn't been caught stealing so far this season. Even yesterday, he had a late start trying to steal second base, a really late start, and the throw was just barely not in time.
Some fans wanting something to happen here. You can hear the clapping, pitch outside.
Just a great crowd on hand here at Spillane Field tonight. Spillane looks beautiful in this sort of sunlight, as always, around this time of night.
Shadows coming in, though, almost the whole infield. Well, the left side's completely covered. The right side still has some sunlight near first base. 2-0, Pompey sends foul.
So when Pompey's making contact on the outside now, it's going better for him. He's still a little bit late, but you can hear the pop that comes off that bat.
Two balls and one strike. Duran at third, Dodson at first. 2 outs in the inning. Pompey sends one out to left field, falling fast. That'll get in 1 run. Pompey breaks his slump, an RBI single for the Gatemen, and a 1-0 lead.
Hate to say it, Jacob. Well, I actually would love to say it in this situation, but I told you so. Tonight is the night that Tristan Pompey will finally get a hit since his first game with the Gatemen, and it just so happens to come in a great situation with runners on the corners, 2 outs. The 2-out rally works to perfection. John Topa and Ben Baird, unfortunately, to start off this inning, were retired. But when you walk Jaron Duran, bad things are going to happen to you. And James MacArthur just learned that right there. 2 consecutive base hits by Dodson and Pompey.
Willie McIver now to the plate. Grounded out to Yancha over at third his first time up.
Yeah, but he's a guy in this sort of situation. I think right now he's just staring down Tanner Dodson. He wants to bat him in. He wants another RBI. He wants to take sole possession of RBIs on this team.
Misses it there. No balls and 2 strikes.
You know, in the Cape League, you're even competing against your teammates. And right now, McIver tied for RBIs with Jake Anchia. The 2 catchers battling for supremacy. McIver getting the start at first tonight, where he's looked comfortable so far.
Dodson at second, Pompey at first. Wareham with a 1-0 lead already. The 0-2 sent foul. Dodson was off.
Well, with 2 strikes, you know, it's not a bad idea to send the runner. You really have nothing to lose. You just don't want to make the 3rd out over there at third base. That's just one of the cardinal sins of the game of baseball.
MacArthur looks back. Dodson at second. Here comes the 0-2. McIver chops this one foul.
Willie from Washington doing a good job of keeping this at bat alive right now.
Willie from Washington.
I mean, it's alliteration, but it's also true. Sorry, I won't say that again. I'm getting dirty looks from everyone around the press box.
Yeah. 2 runners on, 2 outs, and no balls and 2 strikes to Willie McIver. Here comes the pitch. In the dirt, Dodson doesn't advance.
Yeah, good job by Bro right there. Once he felt that he blocked the baseball, before he even looked down at it, just looked back Dodson to second base. And that's a little mind game that catchers can play sometimes, and Bro just showed it off right there.
Luke Bonfield is on deck, hoping to get on here in the 3rd inning. 1-2 to McIver. Check swing. And foul tip into the mitt. So McIver will strike out to end the inning, but not before Tristan Pompey gives the Wareham Gatemen a 1-0 lead with an RBI single. Falmouth trailing 1-0. We're heading to the 4th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, but right now we're going to send it to Claudia Chikamian.
Thanks, guys. It's family night here at Spillane Field, and I have a special family here with me. I have Ben Baird's sister, Julia, and mom, Susanna. Great to have you guys. How are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, long way for you guys. You're from Los Angeles. So what made you guys decide to come out here and make the trek up here?
Well, we wanted to see Ben experiencing this awesome, scenario for him. And so, I mean, what better place to come than the Cape Cod League to watch him play baseball?
It's your first time up in the Cape?
I grew up in New York, so I've been to Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket. But, this area, yeah.
This is my first time here, so it's an interesting experience.
Yeah, this is my first time here, but I love it so far. So how much have you guys been really traveling Ben and watching him throughout school and stuff?
You know, we try to get to any game that's around us, and we went up a couple of times to see him at Washington. It's kind of difficult because she goes to school, I work, so to take the time off is a little bit difficult, but when we have the opportunity, we try to get to see him.
We've been up to Washington a few times, and when he plays out in Southern California, we always try our best to make it out and just watch him.
How much does it mean to you guys to be able to see him play, getting the opportunity to come here? And the other day when you guys were here on Sunday night, he hit that double, and a bit of a slow start for him, but it seems to be picking up. So how much does it mean to you to get to see that?
Oh my God, it's amazing. I mean, you know, for a kid who grows up hoping to live the dream, it's just again, being able to play in the Cape Cod League is that, you know, that step that they all look forward to. And to be able to be out here and experience it with him is, you know, priceless.
Yeah, it was just nice to see him finally see some results from all his hard work. Yeah, he's just really excited, and he was really happy about that hit, so it was cool to see that.
Great. Thank you guys for your time. Enjoy the rest of the time up in Cape Cod. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Claudia. Pretty cool there, Ben Baird's family. As we head to the fourth and first pitch from Griffin Roberts will hit Marty Bikina.
Tough break there for Roberts, but I mean, going back to the Baird family, really outstanding to see, you know, family spend a lot of time. They've been here for just under a week now, and, you know, we want to remind the families that are watching tonight that, you know, if you have a trip planned, if you're coming to Cape Cod to watch your son play for the Gatemen, you know, feel free to reach out to us at pressbox@gatemen.org or on social media, and, you know, we'll make sure to have you on our broadcast if that's something that you want to do.
Logan Davidson stepping into the batter's box with a runner on first base, and Bikina takes a pitch inside.
Yeah, but the hit by pitch on the first pitch to Bikina, I guess it's better than a home run, right?
Is still a runner on first. Here comes the 1-0 to Davidson, chopped right back to Roberts on the mound. He'll flip to the first baseman McIver for the first out. Runner Bikina advances to second.
Just a trend I've been noticing among pitchers who get a comeback or hit to them. I think they really prefer to run over to first base and make a little underhanded flip than throw, you know, completely make the throw onto first. I don't know if Coach Lawler's been working on that with the Gatemen pitchers or if it's just by coincidence. But, you know, sometimes you see plenty of errors from pitchers, even at the professional level. But the Gatemen have been doing a good job keeping those to a minimum.
Here comes Willie Berger. Takes a first pitch strike. Berger, a returner from last season with the Falmouth Commodores. Runner on second base. 0-1. Chop to Metz at third. Looks back the runner, and the throw is high, and it's over the head of McIver. Rounding third and heading home is Bikina. He'll score easily. Game is tied up at 1. Robbie Metz, an errant throw over to first base.
Well, you don't see that from Robbie Metz very often, and I think he just got a little too caught up on making sure Bikina was heading back to second base, but, you know, throw just gets a little bit away from him over the head of McIver. Not much McIver could have done about that, but maybe Blake Sable, the taller of the three catchers, he could have had that over there at first.
Oh, Joshua Bro takes a big cut and miss. Bro struck out looking back in the second inning.
We kept telling Roberts, trust your defense, trust your defense. Now he might just want to go back to getting those strikeouts.
Slider gets away from Roberts there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The good news for Roberts is that all three, Bro and then the next 2 batters, all struck out looking their first go-around.
Bro taking some big hacks here.
Yeah, and more impressively for Roberts, he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Commodores hitters tonight. and we're not even through the 4th inning. The guys he just has left to get are Bohm, Davidson, and Berger.
One, two. Metz, here he is on the infield, throws on the run. This one's good. Runner will advance to third. So Berger moves up a base. 2 outs in the inning.
Well, Robbie Metz redeems himself right there, and Berger, you know, he took off for second base. This time, Robbie Metz didn't even look at the runner, and that's why Berger was able to take third base so easily. But with 2 outs, doesn't really matter. You're scoring on a base hit anyway, but Roberts, he had Yancha's number the first time. Try to go back to that slider.
Yancha in position to give Falmouth the lead, but he grounds it right to Baird at short. Throw to first in time. Side is retired. But an errant throw from Robbie Metz, an E5 in your scorebook. Scores Marty Bikina and ties this game up at 1. You're watching Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Back here at Spillane Field, Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico, Claudia Chikamian on hand as well. Our producer tonight, Matt Wieselfair. And the Wareham Gatemen bats looking to answer what Falmouth just did when that one is tie up the ball game.
Well, they didn't have a hit in that inning, but it was one error by Robbie Metz, and I would be willing to bet that's the first and last time we're going to say that this season. That's really, you know, that's really not what Metz is about. I think he just got a little caught up looking back. Bikina to second base made a bit of a troubling throw. But the Gatemen, they put a run on the board back in the bottom of the third. Got the heart of the order up right now.
It is going to be Bonfield and Chia and Robbie Metz.
You know for sure that Metz wants to redeem himself after that error before.
Bonfield sends this one foul, trying to make a play on it, Bikina, but he won't get there in time. The ball also goes out of play. Bonfield last time up flew out to Bikina. Bikina made a nice catch out in right field.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, when the right fielder flies out to the right fielder, especially when he shows you up with a little diving play like that, can be a bit frustrating.
You have to match him.
At least when I was playing baseball, the most frustrating thing was grounding out or flying out or being retired by the same position that I was playing that day. It's like an internal, it's like a game within the game.
MacArthur's 1-2 pitch. Bonfield wasn't turning away. Thought it might have gotten.
Yeah, thought that almost hit him on the shoulder right there.
Two balls and 2 strikes to Bonfield. And a late swing and miss there. No, one gone.
Yeah, Bonfield was definitely expecting off speed right there, and I think another one of those things Coach Don Snedden's trying to preach is expect fastball and adjust off speed. right there, what you saw what happened at Bonfield is he was expecting off speed, and as soon as you stick your mind into the mindset of, okay, it's definitely going to be off speed, fastball comes by you, you're swinging when the ball's in the glove, or you're going down looking.
And Chia reached on a single his first time up. Nice slider coming from the right side all the way over to the left side for strike one.
MacArthur trying to match what Roberts is doing in terms of the sliders. He's not going to get the K count up there.
This one sent up in the air, a late swing from Anchia. Coming over is the second baseman, O'Neill. It'll actually be the shortstop, Davidson, who makes the catch.
Tough little pitch to swing out there for Anchia. Not much you can do with that pitch. And the outs MacArthur's getting, they look like good pitches to swing at initially, and then once the Gatemen hitters realize it's not in the part of the zone that they wanted it, it's too late, and the bat's on the ball, you've put it in play, and you're more than likely going to be retired.
Robbie Metz, broken bat, flaring out to center field. Falls in between Davidson, O'Neill, and Steinmetz. So Robbie Metz finds himself on base with a two-out single.
Fourth hit of the game for the Gatemen, and ever since they went 1-2-3 in the first, they've had a hit in every inning. Robbie Metz showing off right there that he can really put the ball in play for a base hit no matter where he puts it. John Topa, another guy who can do that. Most of his hits this summer are to the opposite field, but he's got the power to pull them.
Topa takes a strike. Topa was 2 for 3 last time versus Falmouth. One of only 2 players to have 2 hits in that game.
So he's got the Commodore's number.
Swings on this one, sends it to Yancha over at third. Guns Topa down at first. Siders retire. Gatemen leave one runner stranded, and the game is still tied up at 1. You're watching Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community.
Welcome back. I'm Claudia Chicamian with head coach Don Sneddon. So, Coach, good early outings from Griffin Roberts. So, what else do you need to see from your pitching the rest of the game?
Well, this is his last inning, so he's got a limited pitch count as all our pitchers. So, you know, he hit a guy to start the inning off. That got us in trouble. He walked a guy to start an inning off. So, if you don't want to do that, I guess you want to do it later in the inning, not to start the inning off. And he's done that twice. He managed to work out of it once, and last time, unfortunately, made an error and picked up a run.
So now it's a tie game. So what do you need your rest of your later part of the bullpen to do the rest of the game?
We'll see. He's going to try to get through this inning, and it's up to the bullpen. So we got a little more baseball left, and it's going to be up to those guys.
Are your offense getting the key hits they need to, or what else do they need to get accomplished to get the key hits they need to score more runs?
Well, again, we just got to get somebody on base to start an inning off. It's been getting late with 2 outs and things of that nature with that, and it's tough to score against good pitching when you just get a guy on with 2 outs. So we need our leadoff hitter to get on.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Claudia. Top of the 5th, Griffin Roberts maybe up for his last inning of work here.
Yeah, and whether he goes 4, 5, 6, it's been really good for him so far. Only run he gave up unearned.
His first pitch is smoked by Cameron O'Neill. No doubt about it, in for a single.
Yeah, the 9-hitter O'Neill just talked about how he is not he's not the caliber of your normal 9-hitter down in a lineup. He can really play, he can really hit. He's tall, bit of a lanky frame, but man, he got that bat around right there.
Back to the top of the lineup, Clayton Daniel. He's 0 for 2 today. Takes a first pitch strike.
Just heard Coach Sneddon talk about with Claudia how he wants the leadoff runners to get on. Gatemen hitters in this game have failed to do that so far. He said he wants to try to avoid those 2-out rallies. It's the only thing that's worked for them so far.
0-1, out to right center field. Coming in is Bonfield, makes the catch for out number 1.
Good first out of the inning. You get a little pop-up. It was in a bit of a tough spot for either Bonfield or Dodson, but Bonfield comes on and makes the play. And now you have your first out of the inning. Roberts can settle in. Worry about Steinmetz now, who he walked his first go-around, or last go-around.
Pitches inside, and it does get a piece of Steinmetz. He'll go down to first.
Second hit by pitch of the game. And the first time Roberts hit a pitcher tonight, it was Marty Bikina, and he's the only run of the game for the Falmouth Commodores. So might be not the thing that Roberts wanted to do there. Might come back to haunt him if he can't get through Bohm. Last time Bohm was up, Tanner Dodson made that outstanding play in center fields, but that was a good line drive by Bohm, and each time he's gotten the bat on the ball and put it in fair play, he's hit it well.
O'Neill now the runner at second. That one comes in on Bohm, turns away, almost hit him as well.
A couple inches from loading the bases.
So 6 strikeouts through the first 2 innings for Roberts. He's went away from the punch-outs. Trying to work out of this 1-out jam with 2 runners on. Looks back. O'Neill at second.
Yeah, Roberts and Duran over there not exactly on the same page, and certainly doesn't help a pitcher like Roberts when your second baseman isn't coming in and you've got all this noise coming from the Falmouth dugout. Rowdy in there.
1-0. Trying to get that slider to work inside, and it just misses. 2 balls and no strikes.
Good idea by Roberts. You know, these pitchers and catchers, they call their own game. Coach Lawler and Coach Sneddon, they don't give signs from the dugout. They want them to be able to learn. They help coach them between games, but when it's the real deal, they're doing their own thing.
Bohm awaits the 2-0. Here it comes. Fastball swung on to Metz. He'll throw to second. Duran can't relay to first. So the Gatemen, they get 1 out. They retire Steinmetz at second for the second out of the inning, but now runners at the corner with 2 outs.
And the most dangerous hitter of all for the Falmouth Commodores, Marty Bikina, comes up. 18 RBIs on the season. This would be an interesting time to get 19, even 20 or 21. He just has that kind of ability and that kind of pop in his swing. My only critique of him is how awfully the green batting gloves go with the maroon on the Commodores uniform.
First pitch swinging, sends it foul.
It's not Christmas yet, Jacob.
Michigan State colors.
Well, yeah, the green's Michigan State, but the maroon of Falmouth, even if it was Christmas time, you know, that's not just a regular red. It's like the maroon is almost purple. It's just not a good combo. Little style critique. Fashion police.
Bikina awaiting the 0-1. Pops it up, foul out of play. Bikina yesterday, Falmouth won 7-1 versus Brewster. Bikina accounted for 4 out of the 7 runs.
Wow.
Had a 2-run homer yesterday. Scored a run as well. Drove in another.
Remember Sam Corman reading that stat line off on the broadcast yesterday, and we were just in awe in the middle of our game against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks last night.
0-2, swung on and missed. Bikina goes down swinging for Roberts' 7th strikeout of his outing. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. So no runs can score for the Falmouth Commodores. This game still tied up at 1. You're watching Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development. Online at www.curry.edu. It's back. The 2017 Friendlies Cape League All-Star Game will be played at Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen. Mark the date on your calendar, Saturday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., but the gates open at 2 p.m. One highlight will be the home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Be sure to buy your tickets now right here at the merchandise stand. Tickets are just $5, and part of the proceeds will support our Wareham Gatemen.
Gatemen coming up to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Jacob Toby with Connor Federico, Claudia Chikamian. Matt Weasel Thayer, our producer tonight. Ben Baird to lead it off. It's going to be Baird, Duran, and Dodson. James MacArthur still on the hill.
Ben Baird with the purple batting gloves.
And he takes a first pitch strike, lined out to the shortstop. Davidson his first time up, so shortstop to shortstop.
Can we please start doing fashion reviews based on school colors along with uniforms? You know, maybe when we see new teams, we'll critique their uniforms.
Brian Gatsby warming in the bullpen for the Falmouth Commodores as Baird swings and hits this one foul. No balls and 2 strikes.
Baird, his family's here. You want to see him put on a show in front of his mom and his sister, who just talked to our Claudia Chikamian. It was a lot of fun. You'd like to hear from those families. We'd like to hear from you if you're watching tonight.
Here comes the 0-2. Tipped into the catcher's mitt. Strike 3. Baird strikes out for out number 1. Last summer we had Cole Freeman's father on with us on the broadcast. He was a good interview.
That's pretty cool. Those LSU baseball fans, even if they're parents, if they're fans of LSU baseball, you know, they're always pretty rabid. Even checking through Twitter last night, the LSU fans, they were just so proud of their team, proud of former Gatemen like, you know, Kramer Robertson and Cole Freeman for even getting that far.
Durant hits this one to Davidson at short. High throw. They did get him out. 2 gone. And in the bullpen for the Wareham Gatemen, it is Fitz Stadler.
All right. We might get to see our first bit of him in a while. Stadler from Arizona State. Limited innings this year.
The center fielder, number 20.
What do you think of the College World Series last night?
An incredible ending. And, you know, out of so many upsets, so many national seeds went down early in the tournament and through super regionals, but to see the 3 and the 4 there at the end, both from the SEC, watching Florida dogpile, it's just, they really deserved it. And, you know, what a season it was in college baseball. And just, you know, watching at the end as Take Me Out to the Ball Game plays on the trumpet and they lower the College World Series flag in Omaha, just, you know, reminds you why we're all in love with this sport, why it's so fun for players, families, broadcasters, umpires, whoever.
Dodson singled his first time up, takes a breaking ball up high. 1-1 is the count. Swung on and missed. That slider working for MacArthur today.
Yeah, just like Roberts. The strikeouts aren't coming from MacArthur, but that's fine. He's throwing it around the area low in the strike zone of the knees, a little bit outside, a little bit inside, switching it up so he can get ground balls, and he has a ton of them tonight.
Dotson yesterday was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Chops this one right to the glove of MacArthur. He'll flip to first and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Wareham Gatemen, and we're headed to the 6th. This game's still tied. Stay along for the ride. It's going to be a fun one.
All-Star Game Weekend starts with a celebrity softball game on July 21st at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Come watch Jason Varitek, Bill Lee, Nancy Kerrigan, Scott Zolak, and other celebrities play ball in support of the Cape Cod Baseball League and Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital of Cape Cod. Gates open at 4 p.m. For more information and to buy tickets, go to allstarcapecod.org. That's allstarcapecod.org.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
Griffin Roberts' night is done. 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and you know when you see Fitzstadler come out to the mound because, well, he's 6'9".
And he wears 3-9 in white tonight. So the Falmouth Commodores, they were throwing number 39 James MacArthur the whole night. We're not sure if we'll see him yet in the 6th, but you know, the Gatemen have their own 39 out there right now from Arizona State. Only 1 start this year for the Sun Devils in the Pac-12. So he has been having some injury issues, but his command, his speed, just his baseball IQ, it's all fantastic.
Logan Davidson, the shortstop, set to deal with Fitzstadler. Now he's 6'9", and the tallest MLB player today in the game is 6'8".
Really? Wow. He's definitely a guy who can get there eventually as long as he stays healthy. He's got the stuff to do it.
Last saw him the 22nd of June at Brewster just for a third of an inning.
You know, you know that he'd like to see a little more action, but there's only so much that he can throw right now.
This is Duran. Quick out to retire Davidson. Yeah, he only pitched 13 innings at Arizona State. You mentioned the injury issue, but he's definitely tall enough. His arm slot comes very far out.
Yeah, and when you're that tall, and you were just facing a pitcher like Roberts, who's around 6'2", 6'3", you know, the ball is coming at a totally different angle now.
First pitch swinging right onto Jaron Duran. Willie Berger. Duran having some issues, and he won't be able to throw over to first. Berger will reach on the E4.
Second time Berger's reached on an error tonight. The first time was a ground ball to Robbie Metz. This time it's an error on Jaron Duran. And all these Gatemen fielders, I think they're aware at all times that the ball can bounce in any not direction. It always stays straight on. It doesn't usually bounce left or right. The bouncing trouble is whether it's going to stay on the ground or come up, or if it's going to keep chopping or just straighten down on the ground. So Fitzstadler, Jaron Duran, both a little frustrated here.
Joshua Bro, the catcher, stepping in. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Peyton Culbertson is in the bullpen for the Wareham Gatemen. Willie Berger at first. This one comes in on Bro. 2 balls and no strikes.
Fitzstadler walking a dangerous line right there on the inside corner. Like to see him pinpoint that fastball a little more over the plate. There it was.
Broken bat right to Baird at short. Won't have time to go to second. He'll go to first, though, on the run. We've seen that many times. Ben Baird easily gunning down Bro.
Yep, and the last time Bro was up, he grounded out to Metz. So pulling the ball a little bit, just getting the ground balls. A broken bat right there, and the bat broke because Fitzstadler pinpointed that fastball right on the inside corner. It was a great pitch. Bro couldn't get the bat around quickly enough, and it was a broken bat, jam shot, ground ball. Good piece of pitching right there for Stadler. I mean, he only needs just that fastball and maybe one other pitch to be effective.
Yancha stepping in. Grounds this one high to Baird. Throws to first and retires this side. The Gatemen will be coming up in the bottom half of the 6th. We are still tied at 1 at Spillane Field. Stay tuned.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more. Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
James McCarthy's night is done for the Falmouth Commodores. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Coming to the mound now is right-handed pitcher Brian Gadsby. Not Jay Gadsby. It's Brian Gadsby.
I wonder how many times he's heard that before.
Probably a lot. First pitch swinging is Tristan Pompey.
Quick look around the Cape League right now, Jacob. Thankfully for us here at Spillane Field, we're playing in the only game that's even remotely close right now. I mean, okay, so we'll start with Hyannis and Bourne. Harbor Hawks have a 4-1 lead on the road at the Braves. That one's in the bottom of the 7th. But here come the blowouts. The Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox on the road against the Harwich Mariners. They lead 7-1. That one's in the top of the 5th at White House Field. Moving on to Cotuit. The Kettleers, who lead the Western Division, they are losing 13-0 against the Orleans Firebirds, who the Gatemen had a great win over Orleans, but before and after the Gatemen's 11-run game against Orleans, they have really been putting on a show, making a run for first place in the East.
Pompey checks his swing. He did not go around, says third base umpire Mark Delaney.
And finally, in Brewster at Stony Brook Field in the top of the ninth, the Chatham Anglers will try to put together a 10-run comeback. They're losing 11-1. Brewster most likely going to get the win right there.
2-2 a bit outside. Now a full count to Tristan Pompey.
Pompey's heart must skip a beat every time he sees a ball just called on the outside corner of the strike zone. That one, thankfully for him, was called outside for a ball, but he hasn't been getting those calls.
3-2, ring him up. Pompey down looking for the first out.
That was most definitely a strike, and I think Pompey was expecting another fastball right there, but it is a bit of a breaking pitch that just came in and clipped the outside of the strike zone. So great job there by Gadsby with a D, not with a T.
Gadsby from California, hails from West Egg, La Crescenta.
Come on. West Egg's on Long Island.
I know, I'm going by the book here. McIver steps in, takes a first pitch strike.
West Egg is a fictional place, by the way, for those of you from Long Island, because Long Island is not a baseball hotbed. So probably no one listening to our broadcast is from that wonderful place tonight.
0-1 on to the shortstop. Davidson throws a little low, and Berger couldn't pick it out of the ground, so McIver will reach safely.
We'll see who that error is ruled on. It's probably going to be Davidson giving E6 to number 6 over there at shortstop. And that's sort of what the Gatemen needed right now. It's the first error committed by the Falmouth defense. Sort of tough break for Gadsby, but the Gatemen have given up 2 tonight.
E6, number 6, his position 6. It's all 6s right now. A lot of 6s. Does that say something about the number 6?
Maybe.
6th inning? My lord.
Oh, no. Wow. Anything else? Can we? Our producer, Matthew Weaselthayer, his favorite number is 6. Why? Oh, wait. It's his birthday, but 6 the month of June or 6? Oh, we're in the month of June. That's 6 also.
Wow.
When's your birthday?
November 6th.
November 6th. Okay. Just plenty of 6s.
Too many. Side armor. Gets it. Chop back right to him. He'll go to second for the first out. On to first. They do turn the double play. Bonfield grounds in with a 1-6-3 to end the inning. So the Gatemen can't score. We are still tied as we head to the 7th.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is all about family, and it's all about fun. Friendly's is all about family and fun and is proud to sponsor the 2017 baseball season. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu.
Fitz Stadler's night was a quick one, 1 inning. And now comes on Peyton Culbertson out of Arkansas State.
Yeah, and Culbertson, he's been pretty good for the Gatemen so far this season. Would like to see him have a good outing right now. He's got maybe the 7th, 8th, and 9th under his belt, but it looks like out in the bullpen, Mason Fioli is throwing long toss. He's usually a starter for the Gatemen. Not sure if he's doing that just because he's bored, or maybe he is on
I believe he did
deck.
that last night as well.
Oh, okay. So maybe just keeping it fresh.
Always keep it fresh, like we do on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Thanks for tuning in, making us a part of your Wednesday evening. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico. Cameron O'Neill will face Peyton Culbertson. It goes O'Neill, then to the top of the order, Clayton Daniel and Hunter Steinmetz. We last saw Culbertson the 22nd of June against Brewster. Pitched 2 1/3 innings. He struggled, though. 3 earned runs, 4 hits. Did strike out 4 batters, though.
Okay. Love the glasses.
Going for a bunt was O'Neill. Couldn't connect, 0-1.
High heat on that fastball right there by Culbertson. Pretty impressive first pitch. Comes in with that 3/4 delivery, a long motion out of the windup. The Arkansas State Red Wolf.
Quickly 0-2.
Great job working ahead on the count to the first batter he's seen. And, you know, in the pregame we talked about, Sam Corman talked about beware 3, 4, and 5, Bohm, Bikina, and Davidson. I'd say look out, you know to look out for those guys, but do not forget about 9, 1, and 2.
0-2. Sweeping slider, thrown right past Cameron O'Neill. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard for out number 1.
We had not seen a strikeout since the 5th inning. The final pitch that Griffin Roberts threw was a strikeout against Marty Bikina, nonetheless, with runners on the corners and 2 outs. So we've been waiting for that.
Daniel swings on the first pitch. Ranging to his left is Tanner Dodson.
Great play by Dodson out there in center field. You know, he hasn't seen much action other than the tremendous play he had back in the 3rd inning. Double play ball from Alec Bohm, and then getting out Steinmetz, ranging a little too far from first base. And Steinmetz has been retired on the base paths twice. He was part of a fielder's choice back in the 5th inning, but he's done a good job getting on base, a walk and a hit by pitch.
Steinmetz takes a first pitch strike. You know how we were talking about fashion earlier on in the broadcast? About the gloves?
Yeah.
Well, how about Matt Feld with the jacket today on the pregame show?
He's still wearing it.
He's still wearing it, and I'm a little upset because I need him to tell me when he's going to wear the jacket. I want to rival him of who looks better in a nice suit jacket. I want a contest.
I don't know. The cream color looks really good on him.
He usually wears the tie. It's not there today, though.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge fan of, you know, if you have a button down, if you have a suit jacket, you're coming to not an informal thing, but a semi-formal.
No tie.
Yeah, no tie. I'm about it. You might see me rock a similar look on our next Around the Horn episode this week. Maybe a blazer and a button down and tieless.
You had the bow tie.
Well, I am a bow tie enthusiast. I do not wear regular ties.
Oh, look who comes on and visits us here on the broadcast. Matt Feld.
Connor, I don't think you're going to be able to top the seersucker suit that I wear every once in a while.
I don't know what seersucker means.
Yeah, little blue and white stripes. If you look at my picture on Twitter, that's what I'm wearing in that photo.
I don't know. I don't trust your Twitter profile picture.
Well, why are we calling out Twitters? This one's sent to Dodson. Barely has to move. Puts it away to end the inning.
I just thought when I was going to initially meet Matt that he was going to have like a very short haircut, and then he ended up having pretty long hair. That's why I'm calling out Twitter.
That's how we go to the 7th inning. And the 7th inning stretch presented by Eastern Propane and Oil, proud to sponsor the Gatemen with locations on and off the Cape. More Gatemen baseball after the break. You're watching Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
The Wareham Gatemen and the visiting team, the Cape Cod Baseball League, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from this ballpark.
Want to hear more about today's game, players, and breaking sports updates? Then download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store and tune to this station. It's live. It's local FM radio wherever you go. The Next Radio app. Get it today. Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Well, it's a tie game at Spillane Field, so the finish should be fun. Jacob Toby with Connor Federico. It's going to be Anchia, Metz, and Topa to face Gadsby.
I'm 2 for 2 today on predictions, Jacob. In the pregame, I said this was going to be a low-scoring affair, and it certainly has been so far. And then I also did call the fact that Pompey's hitless streak would end today. I'm 2 for 2. That's usually better than I go on my so-called hot takes.
Well, no one has more hot takes than Matt Feld.
Nope. You haven't heard a lot of them yet.
Oh, you should have been here last year. Hot take every night.
He's starting to settle into his own now. I guess he would rather have the cold takes.
Miller Hogan out in the bullpen for Wareham. And Chia chases and becomes a victim of the strikeout. Is Gadsby's second of the day, one gone.
4th strikeout total for Falmouth this evening. That is half of what the Gatemen have, 8, courtesy of 7 strikeouts in 5 innings of work from Griffin Roberts from Wake Forest. So, you know, the scoreboard is 1-1. In terms of hits, it's pretty similar. The Gatemen have 4, and Falmouth has 3. It's been a night where both these teams are playing pretty similarly to each other.
So Gadsby comes at you from the side.
Well, he comes, you know, with certain pitches, I think he comes sort of on the submarine, and then on a couple others, he comes sidearm. There's the sub.
Metz right past O'Neal at second. Metz will have a 1-out single.
If you were listening to our broadcast on Saturday night, it was with Sam Corman on the call from Falmouth, and Gadsby pitched against the Gatemen. We mentioned that he has 2 different deliveries, and I'm sure if you were listening at home and you couldn't see, you were probably thinking, these kids are just idiots. They have no idea what they're talking about. But now that we have the television, you can see it.
No.
I was right.
He also struck out 10 batters that day.
It was part of a 10 strikeout effort for Falmouth.
That's where I was going with that.
Not a great night for the Gatemen hitters. They had 3 runs on that Saturday. We want them to get to 4. That is the mark they can reach to get a win. And right now, if the rest of the season holds true, this might be a bad spot for the Gatemen. They're 0-8 when scoring less than 4.
The attendance just announced, 645 coming out to Spillane tonight.
Pretty good number. Really nice night, but, you know, we at the Gatemen Baseball Network and with WCTV provide an experience. It's just like being at the ballpark.
Derek Adams in the bullpen for Falmouth. 0-2 to John Topa. Hits him. It'll be first and second now for the Gatemen with 1 out.
This might be the start of something that the Gatemen were looking for. 1 out, and they start to get this all together. Ben Baird right now, you just want to see him put the ball in play because he's speedy enough where he's not going to ground into a double play. You don't want another strikeout from Baird here. He had a double on Sunday against Harwich and hasn't had a hit since. He'd really like to get it together right now. staring at his bat. He wants to drive in this game, leading RBI for the Gatemen right here.
Mets at second, Topa at first. Gatsby's first pitch taken for a strike.
You know, I'd wonder if I was in the on-deck circle and I saw a pitcher like Gatsby throwing out there to my teammates. And, you know, probably around 55% of the time he's throwing with a 3/4 action. And then another time he's coming at your sidearm.
This one through the right side of the infield. Rounding third. Coming home is Metz. The throw. Not in time. Robbie Metz scores. Ben Baird giving his family something to cheer about. 2-1.
Way to go, Ben Baird. An RBI single. Really, really good play there by John Topa, tiptoeing out of the way of the baseball. That could have been disastrous. That could have turned, if that ball had hit John Topa, that could have turned an RBI base hit into an out or even possibly a double play. But, I mean, the hit by Baird was fantastic, going the opposite way, and that's what we've seen from these Gatemen hitters. They're successful when they're shooting the ball out, slapping it the other way.
And it looks as though we're going to get a pitching change, so we will take a short break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Wareham 2-1 over Falmouth.
Don't miss a minute of this station's pre- and post-game sports talk. Tune in on your smartphone with the Next Radio app. It's live and it's local. Download the free Next Radio app from the Google Play Store today. Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gatemen.org. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community. Gatsby's night is done. 1 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. It's Derek Adams coming on for the Commodores.
Well, Gatsby pretty much had the exact opposite sort of night that he did the last time he saw the Gatemen. Threw 2 scoreless innings, struck out a couple, and really did a great job. But now the Gatemen hitters, they were not flustered by him tonight. Most notably, Robbie Metz and Ben Baird with an RBI.
Here comes Jaron Duran. He's 0 for 2 on the night, but did walk and come around to score back in the third.
Yeah, and, you know, I'll say the word spark plug again. I know it might be getting old now, but that's really what Jaron Duran is, and this is a great time for him. He just got his first RBI of the season last night against Hyannis.
Big breaking pitch from the lefty Adams. Misses inside, 1-1.
I've been told to permanently stop saying that word that I was calling Duran spark plug, so that is now the final time I'll say it, and I'll go to a thesaurus tonight and look up some other words. Or I'll have our beat writer Matt Feld help me. Catalyst. Ooh.
1-1. Hanging breaking pitch out to center field. Steinmetz with the catch. No tag from Topa. And out number 2 in the inning.
The center fielder, number 28, Tanner Dodson.
So Tanner Dodson will come up. He is 1 for 3.
Yeah, and Dodson, he's sort of the guy you want to have in this position right now. He also had an RBI last night against Hyannis. That came in the bottom of the 8th to score Robbie Metz. And, you know, with John Topa on second, he's definitely scoring on a base hit to the outfield if Dodson can get one, hitting from the right for the first time today.
One ball and no strikes. Topa at second, Baird at first. Wareham up 2-1. Ball in the dirt, nicely blocked by Bro.
Yeah, and Bro just saved Adams from having 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Neither of these runners, by the way, Adams is inheriting. Tough position to be thrown in, but when you're a reliever, you know, Adams hoping to make the transition next to professional baseball. That's how you're going to make your money, coming in and cleaning up after other pitchers' mistakes.
Dodson to right field. It is fair. Rounding third, heading home is Topa. Ball still not coming. The second run coming around. Here comes Baird. He's safe. A 2 RBI triple for Tanner Dodson. 4-1.
Great piece of hitting right there for Tanner Dodson, going opposite field. I mean, Don Sneddon has talked about it a million times, and you know, finally, the Gatemen hitters are taking what he's saying in batting practice and working it to his advantage. Another switch hitter right now, Tristan Pompey. He'll bat from the right side for the first time today. And look at the scoreboard, Jacob. There's that magic number, number 4 in the home column for the Gatemen. That might be good enough.
Tristan Pompey bats from the right side. First time today he's doing so.
Pompey just looking for the right pitch to hit. All these pitchers want to go at him on the outside corner. He's waiting for a mistake.
Pitch taken for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one sent foul.
Pompey would really like to make this a 5-1 game instead of a 4-1 game. Tanner Dodson 90 feet away from coming around to score after driving in 2 of his teammates, Topa and Baird. And this just became a lot more fun of a game for the Gatemen.
Pompey chops it off his foot. He's going to take a walk for a moment, hop up and down, try to loosen it up. So Dodson still at third, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And if you're wondering what Matt Feld's jacket actually looked like, go on Twitter to the Wareham Gatemen account. Retweeted a tweet I just sent out with a picture of Matt and I. It's on. It's a contest.
You'll be in the full suit next time, I guess.
Best looking media member.
Oh, if that's what you're calling it, then I'm going to have to jump in.
2-2, fouled off. Our producer, Matt Weasel, there thinks he will win the contest.
He's got the height.
You know, this should be a Twitter poll. I just got the idea.
Well, I mean, I think we need to have official photo shoots.
We do.
Okay.
This is happening.
All right.
2-2 to Pompey. Chopped right back to the pitcher. Adams will throw to first. Retire the side. Not before the Gatemen score 3 runs.
Okay,
thanks to a 2 RBI triple from Tanner Dodson. Wareham up 4-1. We're headed to the 8th here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From Cape Cod to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
So a 4-1 lead for the Wareham Gatemen. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico.
From Wichita State.
It'll be Alec Baum, Marty Bikina, and Logan Davidson up in this half inning.
The last time the Falmouth Commodores were here, in the 8th inning, they put up 3 runs.
Wareham scored 4 in that game to win it 4-3.
Yeah, and those 3 runs for the Gatemen came in the 9th inning. But this might be a dangerous inning for the Gatemen. History tends to repeat itself. It already has for the Gatemen. They had 4 runs in that game and 4 runs in this game. Josh Bro, Marty Bikina, and Dale Wickham, who is no longer on the team, those were the guys that came around to score for the Commodores 2 Saturdays ago.
Season's flying by already.
Yeah, wow. I feel like we were just
walking off.
Yeah. That call will live forever in history, Jacob. Little walk-off for the Gatemen, their only walk-off of the season so far.
Here comes the 0-2.
One more walk-off than last season, I believe.
I believe that's correct. At least a walk-off for the Gatemen offense. There was a walk-off in the playoffs that took the Gatemen out of the playoffs.
Also a call that will more than likely live forever in Wareham baseball history.
Jake Garcia. Two-two pitch. Scoots out of the way. Yeah, that one, when it's played on the intro, it always just gives me a little feeling, or a little reminder of how it ended last year. I mean, that was such a great call by Jake.
25-win season nonetheless.
3-2 on the inside corner, rather. Boom. Down looking. He thought he was already down to first base. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Forrest, and Bullard.
Number 9. Gatemen are getting very close to double-digit strikeouts tonight, and 7 of those courtesy of Griffin Roberts, who pitched a really great game. No earned runs given up by the Gatemen in this one so far. The only run on the scoreboard was off an E5.
Bikina steps in. He struck out twice today.
But back to that 8th inning 2 Saturdays ago I was talking about. Bikina hit second in that inning. He hit second right here. Just have a sneaky feeling about coincidences like that.
0-1 becomes 0-2 very quickly.
Peyton Culbertson out on the mound knows what's at stake right now. He could tie up the record between these two teams, tied for 3rd place in the West. Get the Gatemen only 1 win away from first place.
Bikina sends it out to right field. Coming in is Bonfield, and he makes the catch.
Really hard for umpires when the ball is That's called pancaking it into the ground, and you can never really tell if the catch is cleanly made or not, but basically when you do that, you give the umpires no reason to believe that the ball was dropped. It only seems like the ball was caught. And at the end of the day, only Luke Bonfield will know if he caught that ball, but what matters is that the Bikina is sent back to the dugout.
Here comes Logan Davidson. Takes a first pitch strike.
Davidson, in that 8th inning, had a RBI single in the 3-run inning for Falmouth a couple weeks ago.
Slicing this one into left field. It's fair for a base hit. He's going to try for 2. Throw from Topa will not even come close, and it's a stand-up double for Logan Davidson.
The first baseman,
Davidson hit 12 homers this past season for Clemson. He's going to be in that home run derby. Like we mentioned early on in the broadcast, there he pulls it to left. Not a home run, but still a nice piece of hitting.
I wonder if him and Tristan Pompey will take a nice little flight together. If they do, they can talk about this game and the outcome of the very close contests that Wareham and Falmouth has partaken in together. All the way out to Omaha.
Willie Berger steps in. He is 1 for 2 on the day.
1 for 3.
1 for 3, excuse me.
Reached on 2 errors.
And Berger coming in, he made a swing adjustment before yesterday's game. He did well yesterday. Berger 1 for 4 with a home run. One of the assistant coaches saying he was leaning too far over the plate. They corrected it, and it showed. The ball goes all the way to the backstop. Advancing to third base will be Davidson.
That run doesn't matter so much in terms of getting from second to third base. With Davidson's speed and 2 outs, any base hit to the outfield would be fine. But I think that's exactly what Jake Anchi is telling Peyton Culbertson right now. Don't worry too much about that pitch. It'll be ruled a wild pitch. And just want to focus in on Berger. If you get him right now, Davidson magically disappears, and that's the game of baseball in a nutshell.
Berger takes a strike.
Culbertson doing a little bit of what Griffin Roberts was able to do so effectively in his 5 innings of work. Slider, go front door towards the batter. Move it in on the inside.
2-2, jacked to left field, and it's going to hit the wall. Davidson will easily score from third. An RBI double for Willie Berger. Game now 4-2.
Willie Berger has not been retired today by these Gatemen pitchers. His scoreline says 2 for 4, but that doesn't tell the whole story. He drives in a run right here, and Logan Davidson and the Commodores hitters, Logan Davidson, Willie Berger, they string 2 doubles together, and it'll be a pinch runner now. That is Lee Solomon, number 10 for Falmouth, and there's going to be a timeout with Coach Lawler.
So Lee Solomon coming in to pinch run for Willie Berger. So Berger, like you said, 2 for 4 on the day, reached twice on errors. 1 by Metz at third, then 1 by Duranich at second base.
Interesting to see what the Commodores will do defensively coming out of this half inning. I'd bet Bikina moves to first where Berger was, and Solomon moves to right, where we might see a defensive replacement.
Joshua Bro, 0 for 3 today. He's got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the inning. He is the tying run at the plate.
Big breaking ball right there for Culbertson, and a really, really good pitch. These Gatemen pitchers have had Bro's number tonight, including a strikeout looking back in the second inning.
Big swing and a miss.
Getting ahead in the counts. All the Gatemen pitchers talk about it with us. Hey, Coach Jim Lawler has really been working with us on this. That's the big thing Lawler's been preaching, and it's been working since the first week and a half of the season. Now you see all the pitchers getting ahead in counts.
Culbertson 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. The 0-2 pitch. Up and in. Did he go? And they say no.
Every pitch serves a purpose. That one's way out of the strike zone, but Bro's first 2 pitches he saw were low and away. Now you send that one up high and inside, and now it's almost like a clean slate in Bro's mind, and Culbertson could go back to that low and away breaking ball if he wants to.
1-2. Cut on and missed. Culbertson gets out of the inning. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Culbertson gets out of the inning, but not before letting up a run. Logan Davidson scores, and it's 4-2. To the bottom of the 8th we go at Spillane.
Did you know that Baseball Factory has partnered with the Cape League for the past 17 seasons? Baseball Factory is your resource for top-notch baseball training. With over 600 events nationwide for players age 8 to 18 and over 100,000 college success stories, you too can build your way to greatness with Baseball Factory. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn more.
It's back. The 2017 Friendlies Cape League All-Star Game will be played at Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen. Mark the date on your calendar, Saturday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., but the gates open at 2 p.m. One highlight will be the home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Be sure to buy your tickets now right here at the merchandise stand. Tickets are just $5, and part of the proceeds will support our Wareham Gatemen.
Willie McIver, Luke Bonfield, Jake Anchia for the Wareham Gatemen. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Jacob Toby alongside a Syracuse Orangeman, Connor Federico.
What's the mascot of Suffolk University? I'm sorry for not knowing it.
The Suffolk Rams.
Go Rams!
The Orangeman. It's the orange.
Yeah, it is just the orange now. The Orange Men was, I mean, it's a common mistake, but it was taken off 20 to 30 years ago due to insensitivity to the local Native American people, the Haudenosaunee, more specifically the Onondaga tribe up in central New York.
You know, I'm Native American. You knew that.
I did know that. That's why I'm sharing that piece of information with you.
0-2 to McIver. Sent foul. And there are a lot of issues with teams having Native American names.
Syracuse was on top of it early. They nipped it in the butt before it was even an issue.
0-2 pitch. Check swing. McIver goes around. One gone.
Home plate umpire Mark Audiovianelli calling that himself, and it was the right call, but I don't. You know, a lot of people say, you know, he should definitely send it down to first or third base on those sort of calls. But when it's a drop third strike and the catcher needs to know if he's trying to tag out the runner or throw it onto first base or not, I prefer that the home plate umpire trust his instincts, and I think Audiovianelli did a good job there.
Bonfield steps in, takes the first pitch ball, and a man with a mustache in the bullpen, Brett Canine, warming for the Wareham Gatemen. See if he makes his first appearance of the season.
The Gatemen do not have a save this year, as I recall. And this is currently a save situation if Canine comes in. And, man, after the season he had with Cal State Fullerton, he'd be this would be the perfect time for him to make his summer debut with the Gatemen.
It'll be a different role than last summer. He started all of his 8 appearances. They stretched him out, but then he was the closer back at Cal State Fullerton. And man, is that mustache perfect. They'll see it if he comes in.
Yeah, and it gets just the slightest bit of movement on it when Kanine throws, and it's actually pretty cool. Not sure about the rules here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Do you have to shave facial hair? Is there a rule about where facial hair needs to go?
No.
Haven't seen a lot of beards.
Wareham Gatemen President Tom Gay says no. Shortstop Davidson will play this one on the run. 2 gone.
Well, why would anyone want Kanine to shave it anyway? It's clearly good luck for him. I mean, the baseball Titans, Cal State Fullerton, unbelievable year. They get a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament for the 2nd year in a row. The first time they lose out in their regional, and then they beat the 8th best team in the country according to, the D1 baseball committee. They beat Stanford in Stanford's own regional, and then they go on to win a super regional against Jaron Duran and the Long Beach State Dirtbags.
Well, now just getting word as a swing and a miss from Jake Anchia comes. Getting word that the mustache is gone.
What?
It got shaved. Getting confirmed. It's confirmed from Matt Feld.
I don't believe it.
Out to right field. And flying out is Jake Anchia to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Gatemen. Will we see Kanine in the 9th? How about you stay with us here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. 4-2 lead for Wareham.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gatemen.org for more information.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
All-Star Game weekend starts with a celebrity softball game on July 21st at McKeon Park in Hyannis. Come watch Jason Varitek, Bill Lee, Nancy Carrigan, Scott Zolak, and other celebrities play ball in support of the Cape Cod Baseball League and Spalding Rehabilitation Hospital of Cape Cod. Gates open at 4 p.m. For more information and to buy tickets, go to allstarcapecod.org. That's allstarcapecod.org.
There he is. It's Brett Kanine coming into the game for the Wareham Gatemen. If you missed it, he was here in 2016, started all 8 appearances. Was pretty good. Comes in as a closer now for the Wareham Gatemen.
A flamethrower. This guy's got a fastball that reaches about 93, 94. So effective throughout the regular season. The Cal State Fullerton star closer was, and just out of his sophomore year, gets an all Big West first team nod, which, by the way, is, you don't really hear of it if you're a college sports fan, if you follow football and basketball, but in baseball, the Big West is an important conference. And the Titans really dominated this year along with Long Beach State. And, Jaron Duran, he's going to have an opportunity right now to just watch Kanine pitch for his side. And Duran and the Long Beach State Dirtbags eliminated by Kanine, who throughout that super regional, when he was called upon to pitch, was fantastic.
Nick Angelini comes in for Luke Bonfield out in right. George Jancha takes a first pitch strike from Brett Canine. Again, made all 8 appearances, starts last season for the Wareham Gatemen. 36 in the 3rd innings of work. Was just a horse for the Gatemen. 3.96 ERA, 29 strikeouts, 11 walks. Talked about working on his changeup last summer, and it really paid off for him.
Yeah, Coach Lawler did wonders for him out in the bullpen, just developing that off-speed pitch to complement his fastball.
And Canine gets his first strikeout this season. Jancha goes down swinging, one gone.
There's the pitch right there that sent Cal State Fullerton to the College World Series.
That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. So Cameron O'Neill will step in with 1 out here in the 9th. Breaking ball outside.
What a tough spot for these 8, 9, and 1 guys to come in for the Falmouth Commodores. You're down by 2. You're facing probably one of the best pitchers in the Cape League this summer, who's making his first appearance from 2017 and probably feels like he has something to prove to this Gatemen crowd. I was pretty good last year, but now you're going to see how good I really got.
2-0 sent foul. Canine 6'4", 215. There is an issue of how to say his last name, whether it was Canine or Conine.
Griffin Conine for Katuitt has been fantastic in the early going of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. We'll see him on Friday.
O'Neill takes strike number 2. Don Snedden even said Conine this season when we were talking to him.
Well, Griffin Conine is the son of the former Major League Baseball player whose last name is Conine, so maybe that's what everybody's mind wants to gravitate to.
This one chopped to Metz. He barehands it on the bat. Hop and guns him down. Robbie Metz over at 3rd for the 2nd out of the inning. Crowd likes it at Spillane.
Robbie Metz is just shaking his head to his teammates. Jaron Duran is impersonating him right now. Nobody has any idea, including Robbie Metz, of how the 3rd baseman just did that, but that sure makes up for the error that he made back in the 4th inning. Now Canine and the Gatemen are 1 out away from 3 consecutive wins.
Clayton Daniel, leadoff hitter, takes strike 1.
The returners are putting on a show right now. Canine going through his first 2 batters, including a strikeout, and Robbie Metz. These 2 are familiar with each other, the leaders for these Gatemen.
And now Falmouth down to their last strike. Wareham leading at 4-2. 2 outs in the 9th. Canine's 0-2. Sent over the head of Duran at 2nd. And for a base hit. That'll suck the life out of the crowd a little bit, as now the tying run comes to the plate in Hunter Steinmetz.
Steinmetz not a home run threat, but he could certainly extend this game, and I think Canine rhythm's a little thrown off by that base hit. Clayton Daniel was 0 for 4. Now he's 1 for 5. But Canine, when you've got a guy at the plate who stands only 5'7", you have to be really precise.
Steinmetz over Duran again. Going to 3rd base is Daniel. And now the tying run at first base, the go-ahead run coming to the plate in Alec Baum.
You need to retire Baum if you're Canine. You cannot allow yourself to face Marty Bikina. And quickly the mood at Spillane Field has shifted. It went from, oh, Canine's going to go 1, 2, 3. This will be a breeze. Gatemen win to, okay, now we have a situation here where the go-ahead runs at the plate. Tanner Dotson out in center field. Just let Daniel have 3rd base. He's not the run that matters. The one that does is Steinmetz at 1st. He has speed.
And now down to 2nd base goes Steinbreck, and the run will score as the ball goes into the outfield. And now the tying run 90 feet away, as coming home to score was Daniel, 4-3.
E2, error on the throw from Jake Anchia. He was trying to end this ball game. He might have had an opportunity to, but instead the throw just skips over Jaron Duran's glove.
Boom, sends it into right, and we're tied at Spillane. Can you believe it?
Wow, the whole mood has shifted here. Gatemen were up by 2 runs, and Brett Conine gets the first 2 outs of the inning, a strikeout and then a ground ball to Metz, and then Conine gives up 3 straight base hits. Really, really tough situation, and the Gatemen will have to try to fight back now.
Now the go-ahead run at first base. We're all tied at 4 here at Spillane Field. Bikina at the plate. Swings and misses. Wow. Did not think that was going to happen.
Marty Bikina is the guy you don't want to face, and Canine's facing him right now. He's got an 0-2 count in his favor. Just a couple of batters ago, Canine was 1 pitch away from ending the game.
Now 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Very close on the inside part. Mark Ottavianelli not buying it.
Canine visibly upset with himself, but he's really got the mental toughness and the perseverance inside his heart to get out of this inning and give the Gatemen a chance to go on and win it in the bottom of the 9th or even in extras.
And Shia framed it. Missed outside. He's missed inside. He's missed outside. And now a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs in the inning. Go-ahead runs at first base. Marty Bikina at the plate. Here comes Canine's pitch. Swung on and missed. Strikes out Bikina, but not before. 2-run score in the top of the 9th. Gatemen trying to walk it off for the 2nd time this season versus Falmouth. Keep it locked in right here.
Baseball Factory, which has proudly supported the Cape Cod League for 17 seasons, conducts baseball training, tournaments, and showcases at over 600 events nationwide, providing players with world-class instruction. The Baseball Factory program leads to future success both on and off the field for players aged 8 to 18. Learn more at baseballfactory.com.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Similar situation last time versus the Falmouth Commodores. Gatemen walked it off, and they might have to do it again. No, they're definitely going to have to do it again here in the bottom of the 9th, 4-4 tie.
Well, the difference in the game against Falmouth the last time these 2 teams were here was that the Gatemen were down 4-1, and we thought that, you know, the game was over and Falmouth was more than likely going to win it. Gatemen need some luck and some clutch hitting right now.
Robbie Metz will lead it off. It's Metz, Topa, and Baird.
Metz 2 for 3, and if I had to pick somebody right now to come up with a clutch hit for the Gatemen, it'd be him or Willie McIver. But let's go with the returner right now.
Metz, Topa, and Baird all scored in the 7th, and they're up. They're due up here in the 9th.
Might see a chess match come into play here for Don Sneddon right now. John Topa, he's scheduled to hit next. He is on deck. It'd be interesting to see if they pinch hit for Baird.
Well, Spillane was so excited when Canine comes in with a 2-run lead. And And then the atmosphere just completely changed.
Yeah, I mean, nobody was expecting him to do that. I don't think the Falmouth hitters were expecting to put a string together like that.
Metz sends it foul.
The deflating inning. Falmouth has done it to Spillane Field twice. First time it was the 8th inning. This time it's the 9th.
Metz has worked a full count. This will be the 7th pitch at the at-bat.
I think you can tell Adams, the pitcher for Falmouth, is a little nervous right now. His Commodores just put him in a good spot where he can try.
Metz on to O'Neill at second. One gone.
Good play there by O'Neill. We haven't seen much of him tonight at second base. He's only had one other assist, and that was back in the 2nd inning. So been waiting on that for Cam O'Neill, but he makes the play and does a good job just beating out Metz, who had a full head of steam.
John Topa out of UConn stepping in.
Ben Baird is in the on-deck circle, and he had an RBI single his last time around that put the 2nd run of this game on the board for the Gatemen. We'd like for Topa to find his way on right here, and when the last time these two played, man, a lot of similarities. John Topa had first hit of that 9th inning for the Gatemen.
Topa takes a strike on the bench for Don Snedden, Nate Fosnot, Kyle Kasser, Blake Sable, Andy Shadid.
All good pinch hitter candidates, but Snedden's going to go with his lineup. Never a bad idea. Trust the guys you put in the starting lineup today. I mean, plenty of hits to go around this Gatemen lineup, and even for the guys who don't have hits, like McIver, who has an 0-for-4 day with 2 strikeouts, and Bonfield. Those are guys plenty capable.
Right back to Adams. 2 outs.
Well, Brett Canine got the first 2 outs of his outing, and Adams has the first 2 outs of this bottom of the 9th. Ben Baird, he hasn't had a...
Correction. The shortstop, number 3, Ben Baird from Washington.
Funny little moment right there as Ben Baird looked back at the dugout. Maybe he thought he was substituted, but he's going to go hit, and he has an opportunity to start a little 2-out rally, similar to what Falmouth just did, similar to what the Gatemen did back in the 3rd.
Baird, right to O'Neill, and we are headed to extra innings at Spillane Field. Gatemen can't score in the bottom of the 9th. We've got a 4-4 tie. Catch us in the 10th. What's going to happen?
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen High School Clinics. These programs are run by the Gatemen coaching staff with a focus on exposing high school area players to the college game. To sign up for either the hitting, pitching, or catching camps, visit www.gatemen.org for more information.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development. Online at www.curry.edu.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We are proud supporters of the CCBBL as well as many other wonderful Cape Cod organizations that serve our community.
We are headed to the 10th. Brett Canine's night is done. 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. No walks, a couple Ks. Franklin German is coming in for the Wareham Gatemen.
Yeah, Frank German comes in at an important spot for the Gatemen. His counterpart on the mound, Brett Canine, just blew a little save, and now we're headed for extras. It's the first extra innings game that the Gatemen will play this season. And looking around the Cape Cod Baseball League, there have been 2 ties between teams already this season, so I'm not a huge fan of ties. But if this game goes 12 and nobody can take the lead, that's how we're going to end. Right now, it's only the 10th.
Logan Davidson, Lee Solomon, Joshua Bro set to check German. First pitch is outside to Davidson. He is 1 for 3 on the day with a walk, a double, and a run scored. Sends this one foul, 1-1.
Might be a wooden bat, but Davidson's got some electricity in it. He really can hit the baseball and also spark you with some life with his feet. Those bright orange shoes for Clemson.
So Orleans and Katuitt, that's final. 13-2.
Well, Katuitt got some runs on the board at least.
Brewster and Chatham is final. 11-1 Brewster over the Anglers. At Stony Brook Field, the 1-2 up in the air. Topa in left. Makes the first out. 1 gone.
I mean, you see a couple of blowouts today. Actually 3. And to the Gatemen's credit, just off the top of my head, they really have not been blown out this year. They have blown out other teams, Orleans, Hyannis, Harwich.
Yeah, YD up on Harwich, 12-1 in the top of the ninth at White House Field. Lee Solomon getting his first at-bat of the day. Takes a strike. Hyannis up on Bourne, 5-3. Bourne lost its last game to Chatham, so Bourne could slip in the standings from first place, being tied at first, rather. Katuitt also slipping as well as they lost.
Yeah, I have to correct myself, Jacob. The Gatemen did suffer an 11-3 loss at Brewster last Thursday. But that's really the only bad game they played, full and full.
Solomon down the third baseline, foul. So if Bourne goes on to lose this one, Katuitt's already lost. If Falmouth loses this one here, it shifts a little bit.
Everybody's just a game closer now.
Yep.
And even Hyannis, who is in last place right now.
Sent foul down the first base line.
Solomon trying to be a hero right now. Every swing he's taken, his head just pops way over his shoulders. He's leaning back and he's driving through the baseball like he's trying to hit it out of Spillane Field. That is not the approach any hitter should take in this ballgame.
Solomon swings and misses, drop third strike, and Chia will just throw down to first, got him down. German's second strikeout, or rather his first strikeout of his outing. That strikeout brought to you by the law offices of Lang, Exafaris, and Bullard. Taking a look at those Eastern Division standings. YD will, they can hold on in the bottom of the ninth. They can maintain their Eastern Division lead. Orleans was coming in second tonight. They will continue to be second as they won tonight. Fireworks starting at near Spillane Field. Heard them last night.
It's a bit too early, folks. We've got just a couple of days before the 4th.
My favorite holiday, July 4th.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's either that or New Year's Eve. Or Thanksgiving. You know what? That's another discussion.
We could make these some Twitter polls.
We could. There will be a Twitter poll. Who is the best dressed media member of the Gatemen staff 2017?
I thought we were saying best looking. We could have both. We could have 2.
Oh, there's a difference. There is a difference, I guess.
There's a huge difference.
I'll win both.
Oh!
2-1 becomes 3-1.
You know, I think you'd win one. I don't think you'd win both. I think I would take best dressed. I'll just
Matt Feld will hopefully he wants that one.
I know.
He wants that one. Going down to first is Bro. That's the go-ahead run.
Not this again. Gatemen pitchers getting 2 outs early. The first 2 batters, Canine and now German, have seen get the first 2 retired, including a strikeout, and now you let the third guy you see on. This is not the situation where you want to let guys on with 2 outs. It becomes a slippery slope.
George Yancha swinging at the first pitch, sending it foul. Usually when the bugs start to come out at Spillane Field, the Gatemen bullpen will have kind of a fire going on. They don't have a fire tonight. They have some candles over there, it looks like, to keep the bugs away.
Fancy schmancy in the bullpen. Riley Gates warming up over there, by the way. Lefty from BYU.
Oh, through the legs of McIver. Going from first to third is Bro. He'll stop there. Runners at the corners with 2 outs in the inning. It's going to go as an E3.
The first baseman, number 13.
I was about to say tough play for Blake Sable, but that is not the current first baseman tonight. Willie McIver's over there. His first start at first base on the season. And I've seen Coach Jim Lawler talking with McIver over the past 2 days about McIver's defense, fielding the ball as a catcher or third baseman, but Coach Sneddon elects to put him at first tonight. Really try to mix all these catchers around that the Gatemen have. Tough play.
Coming up to the plate, Cameron O'Neill.
This is the 4th error for the Gatemen today.
This one foul back.
And they go E2, E3, E4, E5. So some of the most critical position players in the game of baseball, period. All have errors tonight for the Gatemen: Metz, Duran, McIver, and Shia.
In game 1 of the playoffs last year, a similar play happened to Gavin Sheets, who was playing first base. The ball went right under his glove. That run ended up tying the game, and the Gatemen lost in extra innings, in 10 innings, to the Bourne Braves in game 1. This time it happens to Willie McIver, and it could end up being the go-ahead run.
1 strike away from getting out of all of this.
2-2 is sent up in the air, way up there. Coming in is Dodson. He'll call off Duran at second, and getting out of the jam is Franklin German. Gatemen trying to come back and win it in the bottom of the 10th. All tied at 4.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world. Red Shirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This special weekly celebration of Red Shirt Fridays is sponsored by 47 Brand, HP Hood, Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority, Advanced Embroidery, and the Cape League. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Listen to the game wherever you go with the Next Radio app. Catch this station's local broadcast or stream all the action right on your phone. Visit the Google Play Store and download the free Next Radio app today.
Four to 4, all tied up at Spillane Field. Jacob Toby along with Connor Federico, Claudia Chicamian, Matt Weasel there, our producer. Top of the order for Wareham. That's what you want if you're trying to walk it off.
Stole the words right out of my mouth. This is exactly what a Gatemen fan would want. Jaron Durant, he's already scored a run in this game. Tanner Dodson, he'll bat second. He has 2 RBIs on a triple that he hit back in the 7th inning. Tristan Pompey has a hit and an RBI today the only guy that's really 0 for the two guys, Willie McIver and Luke Bonfield. And they will bat 4 and 5. But, you know, despite their 0 for 4 nights, they both have the capability to drive in a game winner.
Durant shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike.
Ton of pressure comes with the bottom of the 10th, especially in a game that your team should have won. That record when the Gatemen have 4 runs scored in the game is suddenly on the line right now. But I like to think that history tends to repeat itself. That's why they force us to take history in school, Jacob.
Nice breaking pitch from Adams. He's done very good work. 3 up, 3 down in the 8th, and 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. 3 plus 3, 6 up, 6 down.
Math.
1-2 to Duran. He's called strike 3. No question about it on the outside part of the plate. 1 gone in the 10th.
That's what I was talking about in the earlier part of the game, where you decide to expect off speed, and then suddenly a fastball gets blown by you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Timeout called, and this might be a pitching change. It might just be a chat. Not exactly sure who the Falmouth bullpen has ready.
And it will be a pitching change, so we'll take a short break here on the Gatemen Baseball Network, as we're going to get a pitching change. Derek Adams' night is done for Falmouth.
It's back. The 2017 Friendlies Cape League All-Star Game will be played at Spillane Field, home of the Wareham Gatemen. Mark the date on your calendar, Saturday, July 22nd. Game time is 6 p.m., but the gates open at 2 p.m. One highlight will be the home run hitting contest. There will also be an autograph session and a large merchandise village with items from many of the teams. Be sure to buy your tickets now right here at the merchandise stand. Tickets are just $5, and part of the proceeds will support our Wareham Gatemen.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
Coming on to relieve Derek Adams is Thomas Ponticelli. For the Falmouth pitching staff, Dodson takes a strike. Ponticelli making his 5th appearance of the season. 6.43 ERA, 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. Ponticelli throwing last night in the win versus Brewster 7-1. He pitched an inning, struck out a couple batters, didn't let up a run or a hit, and walked just 1. He'll face Dodson here with 1 out. Takes a strike on the inside part, 1-2.
Yeah, Dodson had that triple his last go-around. That would really be great for the Gatemen right here. The only other triple on the Gatemen season belongs to Tanner Dodson. I mean, belongs to Jaron Duran, and he just struck out looking.
1-2, swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the inning. First for Ponticelli, and there are 2 outs.
Really good work by Ponticelli coming on in a tough spot, halfway through an at-bat, and picks up what Adam started and finishes off Dotson right there.
Here is Pompey. Tristan Pompey, 1 for 4 with an RBI single back in the third. Sends this one on to the second baseman, O'Neill. 1, 2, 3 go the Gatemen. So the top of the order can't do anything. We're heading to the 11th. Still tied up at 4 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The 99 Restaurants has 9 real-size entrees for only $9.99. They're big, hearty portions you can count on all day, every day, like their hand-breaded crispy fish tacos with cilantro lime rice. The 99 Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Cape Cod employs more than 50 full-time employees and more than 25 seasonal. Every year, more than 15 college students get great experience and support their education by working at Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod. Reward yourself. Have a Coke.
The Fuller Family Foundation is proud to support the excellent sportsmanship and character of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Franklin Sherman goes an inning. No hits, no earned, no walks, or rather 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and it's Riley Gates' turn here in the 11th.
Riley Gates coming out of BYU. This will be his 3rd appearance on the hill for the Gatemen. Hard-throwing lefty, a bit of a funky delivery. He squats before he throws each pitch. Really hard leg kick and not as much velocity as Canine or Roberts, but a fastball that still can dominate you if you let it. But at the top of the order here for the Commodores, Daniel, Steinmetz, Baum. These are the guys that made Brett Canine pay back in the bottom of the ninth, or top of the ninth, rather.
We'll see if Falmouth can take the lead here in this inning. Only play 12 on the Cape. So if it goes 12 and there's no final score, it's going to be a tie.
No, we certainly don't want that to happen, that ugly little 1 that sits on the end of a team's record.
The second baseman
Doesn't happen in the majors, but it can in the Cape League. You know, these guys aren't getting paid. They're all amateurs. They're all taking times out after having a really busy spring season with their respective college teams. Now they're here in the summer. Can't make them play more than 12.
Clayton Daniel takes the first pitch from Gates, up and away.
I just wonder what would happen if this was a playoff game.
That's a different story.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Gates starting, giving Daniel a 2-0 count, and that's really not what you want to do. That might spell out some danger.
Gates fires in a strike.
Daniel was 0 for 4 before the 9th inning when he got a base hit and ended up scoring Falmouth's 3rd run of the game. Almost got hit in the gut right there. If he had stuck in and taken that one, he'd be down on first base. But if Gates throws another ball, he's a pitch away from putting the leadoff runner on. Falmouth dugout continuing to hoot and holler and get at these Gatemen pitchers.
3-1 from Gates. He will walk the leadoff hitter.
I'm really not sure what the howling like a wolf is about, but it's pretty obnoxious antics from the Falmouth dugout. You like to see these guys coming together as a team so early on in the season, but I mean, everybody is here on the Cape League because you're training to be professionals someday, and this is certainly not what professionals do.
Steinmetz showing bunt, puts it down the first baseline. Coming out to field it is McIver, throws to Duran, who is covering first and in time. The sacrifice bunt is in play, advances Clayton Daniel.
The designated hitter.
Yeah, good job covering first right there by Jaron Duran. Willie McIver, who hasn't played the first base position very much this season, he makes a good play, flipping it on to his second baseman, who's covering the bag for him over there at first. Suddenly a runner in scoring position, though, for the dangerous Alec Boehm.
2 for 5 today is Boehm with an RBI single in the 9th. The howling from the Falmouth dugout continues.
Just rename them the Wolves. Or the Birds. I don't know what they're doing, but hopefully the Gatemen dugout gives it right back to them in the bottom of this.
Is it the
frame.
dugout or is it the crowd over there? I can't tell. Pitch is inside, almost hits Boehm.
It's most definitely the dugout.
Yeah.
It's, you know, sort of Bush League antics.
Hey, they want to win this one because they
the bullpen
lost on the
too.
walk-off.
It's also the bullpen.
Wonder what head coach Jeff Trundy thinks about it. Gates looking back, Daniel at second. 2-0, skips past Anchia. And now Daniel 90 feet away, the go-ahead run.
Yeah, that's definitely the bullpen out there all the way in left field. I thought the bullpen for them was plenty involved in this game. They've had 4 different pitchers out there.
That'll be ruled a wild pitch. So Alec Boehm has a 3-0 count with a runner 90 feet away.
Looks like they're going to intentionally walk Boehm. Major rules infraction over at third base that none of the umpires caught. Third base coach for Falmouth was all over his runner at third, which is Daniel. Sort of, you know, you can give high fives and whatnot, but when you are on their body, directing them what to do, that's a pushing off their back. That's a big rules infraction.
And there's going to be a pitching change. Riley Gates comes in the 11th. Leadoff walk. Now runners at the corners in a 4-4 ball game here at Spillane. We'll be right back.
Listen to the game wherever you go with the Next Radio app. Catch this station's local broadcast or stream all the action right on your phone. Visit the Google Play Store and download the free Next Radio app today.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Friendly's Restaurants, a timeless tradition since 1935, is proud to be the official ice cream of the Cape Cod Baseball League and bring together 2 of America's favorite pastimes, baseball and ice cream.
Riley Gates just a third of an inning, 2 walks, 1 intentional. Will Neely comes in out of Tennessee, making his 4th appearance of the season. Last time he was in versus Falmouth, 2 innings, 1 hit, no earned, walk, and 2 Ks.
Yeah, that was the appearance for him that really sparked his confidence and got him going. Neely, he's the 7th pitcher of the game for the Gatemen, so...
I have no more room in my scorebook for pitchers.
Neither do I, that's it. I guess I'll be writing on the little space between the black of the chart and then the white, but there is a little copyright logo there in the way, so...
Go over to the bench right here. There it is.
Oh, no. That's no fun. Well, Will Neely, he's in a tough spot right now because you have a runner on third base and Clayton Daniel, who's, again, committing rules infractions with his third base coach. I'll point that out to the umpires after the game.
So Bikina comes up, the most dangerous hitter in this lineup, with runners at the corners and 1 out in the inning. The howling continues from Falmouth. Fake check over to third, then first. Don't see that too often anymore.
The pickoff move from third to first. It's one of my favorite things in baseball, actually, especially for a right-handed pitcher. Sometimes you'll catch a runner on first who's trying to go.
Swing and a miss from Bikina. His fooled on the first pitch.
They definitely want to send Baum here just because you take the double play opportunity away from the Gatemen. Right now you've got runners, you've got the corners of the infield in trying to cut off the play at home. Middle infield's at double play depth.
This one rocketed right past Metz at third. Coming home to score is Daniel. Going to second is Bikina. 5-4 Falmouth.
Really tough base hit to give up there for Will Neely. We'll see how it's scored. That ball just skipped right over Robbie Metz's head, and you know, if that's another error, it would be the 5th of the day on the Gatemen, but it is a base hit. It's going to be ruled a double. You know, when you hit, even if it's a ground ball, when you hit the ball hard, good things will happen to you eventually.
Logan Davidson will be intentionally walked. First time that Gatemen pitching staffs had to do this season, correct or no?
Yes, definitely, and I was hoping we'd go the whole season without seeing intentional walks, that Coach Jim Lawler would want his pitchers to go right at guys and fight. And
this is my time to talk about pace of play. Do they need to change the intentional walk rule in baseball?
Look, I do not believe in any of this pace of play overhaul that's happening. Baseball fans are baseball fans, and you're not going to change who's a baseball fan by taking, at best, a minute or 2 off of a baseball game. So if you're at a baseball game, if you're watching baseball with us tonight, if you're staying up till the top of the 11th inning, 9:30 on the East Coast, for a game that started at 6:30, just to watch some college guys play, really good college guys nonetheless, but if you're staying up to watch this with us, you're a baseball fan, you probably don't care much about pace of play. You're not bringing in guys who like basketball and, you know, soccer and football. You're not bringing them into this game. It's just too slow.
Lee Solomon has a chance to break the game open with 1 out in the inning. Takes a ball. So are you going home for this next out, or does it depend on where the ball is? You're trying to get a double play, perhaps?
The defense to me says corners in. They're going to try to cut off a run at home.
And that won't even happen because the runner will come in anyway. Lee Solomon's hit by a pitch. Bohm scores. Another run at 6-4 Falmouth.
Well, I was just about to say that Lee Solomon is not a double play candidate anyway. Josh Bro is, though, so this changes. The Gatemen are down by 2 runs. If it's hit to the middle infield, you're going to turn a double play. Hit to the corners, got to cut off the run at home. You cannot let this become a 3-run game. 2 is doable. The Gatemen have overcome a 2-run deficit in the bottom of the last inning before against the Falmouth Commodores.
Joshua Bro, the catcher, is 0 for 4 with a walk. He has struck out twice tonight. Neely's second pitch rather, set up in the air. Going back is Duran, the second baseman, under it to make the catch. No advancement from Bikina at third. So the second out of the inning. Bro flies out.
Yeah, and that was much needed by Will Neely. That's the first batter that he's retired. The first out in this inning, Hunter Steinmetz, that came thanks to Riley Gates, who started off this inning. Man, must be a real puzzle for Coach Jim Lawler to figure out right now. You only tell a certain amount of guys, hey, you're going to be pitching today. You're available today. It's your turn in the schedule. Now you've probably had to go off that list.
Georgiacha takes the ball up and in. Those 2 runs that just scored via the walk and the hit by pitch are charged to Riley Gates. Rather, the RBI double and the walk are charged to Riley Gates.
They have to be.
Base is still juiced. And this one sent out to center field. Coming in is Dodson. He can't make the catch, and it goes past him. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Dodson will throw, and it's cut off. 2 more runs score for the Falmouth Commodores. Yoncha sends one out to center. 8-4.
This has taken a turn for the worse for the Gatemen. Going into the 9th inning, the Gatemen they had double the score of the Commodores. It was 4-2. Turn the page 2 innings later, Falmouth has doubled the Gatemen's lead. It's 8-4 Commodores.
That'll be ruled a single and then an E8.
Yeah, and that's just a tough play for Tanner Dodson. You let a ball take a bounce when it was clearly spinning. And now a play over at shortstop. Hidden ball trick for Jaron Duran.
Wow, look at that. That's how you end the inning, but 4 runs still go across the board. It is 8-4. Wareham trying to come back and fight this one off in the bottom of the 11th.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is all about family, and it's all about fun. Friendlies is all about family and fun and is proud to sponsor the 2017 baseball season. Friendlies, life with extra sprinkles.
Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
Registration is now open for the 2017 Wareham Gatemen Youth Clinics. The instruction clinics are open to boys and girls between ages 4 and 15. The clinics are a great opportunity to meet and learn from some of the best collegiate players in the country. Clinics are held Monday through Friday, depending on the player's off day. For more information and to sign up your young ball player, visit www.gatemen.org.
Brian Zeffershawn coming in. Ponticelli goes 2/3 of an inning. Struck out a batter. Zeffershawn out of Kansas, making his 5th appearance of the season. He's got 2 saves, 5 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no earned, 10 strikeouts to 3 walks. And Zeffershawn pitched last night versus Brewster, an inning, no hits, no earned, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So he'll face 4, 5, and 6 for the Wareham Gatemen. Willie McIver, Nick Angelini, Jake Anchia. This offense needs to muster up 4 to tie and 5 to win it. They are down 8-4. Jacob Toby alongside Connor Federico.
Time to get the rally caps on, folks. The Gatemen, they have a 4-run deficit. Willie McIver, he's 0 for 4 today. He's going to bat right now, and looks like Jeff Trundy just now may be getting an explanation for the hidden ball trick. I don't know. Maybe this is something about the pitching change not being done properly, defensive replacement. There's only so many things that if we were down on field level, we could hear.
McIver struck out swinging his last time up. Oh, what a wild game this has been. Gatemen had a 2-run lead in the 8th. In the 9th as well, with Brett Canine on the hill.
Yeah, I mean, just a tale of 2 different games for the Gatemen, and they were leading this one up until the 9th.
Kyver chops it high in the infield. Coming over is Yancha on the run for out number 1.
And we, you know, you and I, Jacob, we were worried about the 8th inning repeating itself for the Gatemen and what happened 2 weeks ago when Falmouth took a lead after trailing the entire time, but instead it happens in the 9th. They get 2 runs with 2 outs. Brett Canine is 1 strike away from putting this away. And now we're going to see a pinch hitter, and it's Kyle Kasser. He's a great candidate to come in right now, possibly get something started.
Kyle Kasser comes in after Andy Shadid replaced Luke Bonfield defensively, so Shadid never gets to hit.
Yeah, and at this point, what you do defensively after this half inning doesn't really matter if you can get to the top of the 12th. This is a tall order.
Jake Anchia waiting on deck.
Zephyrjan had pitched it before, like you said, against the Gatemen, and came in and closed the door just last Saturday. Be a good opportunity for him here. Not a save situation. Would be if he puts a runner on base, I believe. Nope. They would be the runner after that. But I think he just wants to get through this inning. Doesn't matter if you get the save or not.
Kasser's got a 2-2 count with 1 out in the bottom of the 11th.
Kasser's got a great eye, and that's the reason that he's up to bat right now. I mean, he's got a great swing, but he's not a free swinger. He really knows what pitches are hittable and what aren't, even if it's his first at-bat of the day.
Zephyrjan will let up a 1-out single for Kasser. So a pinch hit single for Kyle Kasser. Jake Anchia comes to the plate.
Just a really good at-bat, working a full count. And maybe the Gatemen are rolling something together right now. It's impossible to tell this early in the inning. But it's a 4-run deficit. The tying run is in the hole, not in the on-deck circle.
If you're Zephyrjan, you looking for a double play ball here?
You're just looking for any sort of out. None of the batters you've faced so far even matter in this game. And, you know, his stuff was good enough to retire Willie McIver, who is 0 for 5 on the day, and his hit streak will more than likely end.
Falmouth scored 1 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, 4 in the 11th. That's where we're at right now.
They doubled their run total in 1 inning alone. That big inning, when the Gatemen pitchers do give up a little too many runs, tends to happen in 1 inning. And, you know, if Brett Canine closed this one out back in the 9th, I don't want to keep dwelling on him. But, I mean, this is a totally different ball game we're talking about. It's a 2-run game for the Gatemen pitchers.
And Chia, broken bat, little squibber to the second baseman. O'Neill only plays at first. They do get out number 2. Runner advances to second base. Robbie Metz coming up.
Ground ball, not a double play ball, but Zephyrjan won't be picky. He's going to try to get Metz right now for the final out of the game. Not a lot of pressure on here for Zephyrjan.
Metz grounded out back in the bottom of the 9th. Grounded out to O'Neill at second.
Yeah, I mean, he led off that bottom of the 9th. Probably a pretty deflating feeling to give up 2 runs to tie the ball game, and then your 7, 8, 9 guys all go 0 for 1 respectively. Robbie Metz does have a 2 for 4 day, though, including a run scored. He's really been good since the slow start.
Metz chops it foul. Now the Gatemen down to their last strike.
An 0-2 count. Metz really just has to try to put the wood on the leather however you can. Bottom of the 11th.
Kyle Kasser at second base, 2 outs in this 4-run ball game. Zephyr Jean. 0-2 pitch.
No hooting and hollering from the Gatemen dugout right now. Sort of showing the character of these two teams. It's not that the Gatemen don't care. I think they have a little more respect for the opposing pitchers they're playing against.
Zephyr Jean's 1-2. Swung on and missed. Metz goes down swinging in the Wareham Gatemen. They lose 8-4. They are now 6-1. When the offense scores 4 runs or more, their undefeated streak ends tonight as Western Division foes Falmouth Commodores come into Spillane Field and win 8-4.
Well, it would have been a 4-2 game, and it's really a tale of 2 different ball games. One lasted 8 innings and one lasted 3 innings. And this is the first time this season that the Gatemen drop a game in which they score 4 runs or more. We talked about 4, just that magic number. The Gatemen achieved it tonight, and they just couldn't come through for the rest of the time. I mean, my big statistic is it comes from the deflation that happened after, you know, the lead was given up back in the 9th. Once the Gatemen came to bat in the 9th and 10th, they all went down 1-2-3, 1-2-3. In fact, the only base hit in 3 extra innings for the Gatemen, it belonged to Kyle Kasser, who came in off the bench. So the starting lineup for the Gatemen, I think they thought that they did what they had to do. And, you know, that's really tough to lose this way.
With that win, Falmouth now jumps to first place in the Western Division. Bourne and Kentuit lost. Hyannis won. That means Wareham now falls back to last place in the West.
But what, 2 games behind first place? You know, it's not time to hit the panic button. In fact, I thought the Gatemen, you know, this is tough to say, but the Gatemen played a pretty full game tonight. They got what they wanted out of the hitting, out of the pitching, up until that last couple of moments. And it's deflating for a team to lose this way. But, God, if you want to play baseball, you have to be resilient when you lose like this. And the Gatemen, they have an off day tomorrow. I bet you Coach Don Sneddon says, hey, guys, we're definitely practicing after what just happened to us. And, you know, the Gatemen, you can't blame this on Brett Canine at all. You know, he gave up 2 runs in 1 inning of work. It's a blown save, yeah, but, you know, you'd like to see the bats come alive a little bit more, repeat the success they had against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks last night. But now we're talking about a totally different team. The Gatemen, it could have been a 3-game winning streak tonight. Now it's a 1-game losing streak. You could have been talking about 5-5 in your last 10. Instead, you're talking about 3-7. So from here on in, the Gatemen have to decide what direction they want to move forward in. Is it going to be, hey, we're coming to a place that didn't even make the playoffs 2 of the past 3 years, or is it going to be, hey, we want to be a team that wins this town's first championship since 2012?
One thing that stands out, 5 errors tonight from the Wareham Gatemen. Not the usual case. So they lose this one 8-4. And again, they will be back to last place in the Western Division. Falmouth goes to first place. But again, just a couple games separating each team. So thank you for listening to the broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The general manager of the Wareham Gatemen is Andrew Lang, the producer of today's broadcast. Matt Weaselthayer, our sideline reporter, is Claudia Chikamian. Thanks to our beat writer, Matt Feld. The next broadcast of Wareham Gatemen Baseball will be Friday as the Gatemen travel to Lowell Park in Kentuit to play the Kettleers for the first time this season. The game starts at 5 p.m. Our coverage begins at 4:30 with Gatemen Pregame Live, presented by South Coast Health. Tomorrow's an off day, so catch us back on Friday. For Connor Federico, I'm Jacob Toby. For the final time, the Gatemen lose tonight 8-4 to the Falmouth Commodores. Thanks for tuning in to this presentation of Wareham Gatemen Baseball on the Gatemen Baseball Network.